like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Mr. Z's in here. All right, y'all. Oh yeah, let me make sure that we remember how to do this. Okay. All right. So, all right, y'all. This is for Big Kev, right? A promise is a promise, right? I just realized I didn't capitalize the I and is in a promise is a promise. Got to fix that after the stream. Yeah. So, this week has been kind of hectic. Between covering Chrissy, Paris, speaking of Shay, um, 2 hour long streams back to back, or almost 2 hour long streams back to back. Um, yeah, y'all really got me three jobs out here right now, 2 jobs in YouTube. But yeah, man. It's I do appreciate all of you and all the love and the support. Um, so we are today is just gonna be kind of a freestyle. Just a mashup. We could talk about anything really. Um, I know the panel really wants to talk about these people dancing on Tyree Nichols' grave. I know a lot of you guys want to speak about that. I know we want to also speak about um, Shay reviewing um, Shay reviewing the dating divide. Us also, speaking on the recent article that came out. Shout out to Obsidian. Shout out to um why am I having a braid fart? And O'Shea Duke Jackson. So shout out to Obsidian and O'Shea and the other founding members of this space. So yeah, so it's just been a lot going on this week. I don't know, right? So, I'm gonna wait until a few more people come in. I'm gonna drop the link in a little bit. If I can remember how to do that on this, and I think I do. Yes, I do. Haha. Yes, I do. Okay. So yeah, so it's been pretty damn hectic this past week. Um and so for those of you that heard me this morning and my somewhat ranting speaking about Chrissy, you know, and the reason why I cover her in that video is the damage control, her not being honest. Now, what I realized because I checked out a video she put out 2 days prior, um, is that she's pretty much on a damage control campaign. Um, and she's attempting to get divestors to kind of slow down a little bit, the more extreme of them. So essentially, she's going through much of what Crystal and Karazin was going through a little while ago, a few months ago, close to a year ago at this point, maybe. Yeah, actually close to a year ago, which is the rhetoric is getting even too insane for her. So I listened to one of Chrissy's videos where she bought on some white guy named Zach and ask Zach about the Black Manosphere. What does he think about that compared to the White Manosphere? Asked Zach about what he thinks about colorism, or how do white people view colorism. Pretty much white people view black people as black people. Um, she asked him some questions about what he thinks about divestors and their rhetoric. He said pretty much it's just the other side of the Black Manosphere, the way he views it. So, you know, Chrissy is attempting to somewhat distance herself from the more insane rhetoric coming from divestors, which is going to be really difficult because you helped to bring that about in the first place. This is why, from the jump, I've been careful on how I speak. From the jump, because I don't want to play damage control every 5 seconds because of someone I might be associated with, or because someone that's subscribed to me, I'm afraid one day they might go out here and do something heinous or say something insane. Right? From the start, I've been careful. Angry, mad, or sad, it doesn't matter. Right? But what ends up happening is sometimes we speak real reckless online, and then we might hear ourselves a year or two later, and then we realize, oh crap, that's how I was sounding. Ooh, if a 17-year-old, hurt young lady gets a hold of this, ooh, if a 21-year-old broken heart young lady get a hold of this, right? And so you speak in real reckless, and then what ends up happening is some of your subscribers take what you're saying up a notch, and they start saying it out in public in real life, right? So I see you, Chrissy. I see the damage control. I see it. It's too late, though. Your name is too out there. You have too many subscribers. And yes, you were advocating for black women that kind of sound like you. You didn't shut it down the way you could have, right? And so, you got to see these people kind of trying to dance around. Paris is not there yet because Paris is over here calling black men nakers while she's married to a black man, Nigerian or not, right? You know, I am. And AB Media says you're a glutton for punishment. That I am. Apparently, right? Yeah. So, you're going to see these people pretty much trying to play damage control and try to distance themselves. And Chrissy is a little bit smarter than the rest. And so she's engaging in that now. And she's been on it for a little while, actually, trying to distance herself, trying to tell them, hey, y'all sound a little too crazy, but it's too late. Like, Chrissy, you can't have it both ways. You can't chastise your subscribers for not divesting and pretty much telling them stop talking about it, be about it. You can't kind of skip over the we're being ignored white supremacy part of the articles that are coming out speaking about how black women are struggling to find even non-black men on these college campuses, and then in the same time tell divestors, hey, y'all being too loud. You're trying to walk a real tightrope. And yeah, that white dude was blowing a little bit of smoke up your rear end. Zach was blowing some smoke up your rear end, telling you that you're kind of fair, right? You just tell it how it is. You're not extreme. As I said before, white guys know how to play the game. They will placate any woman of color, particularly black women. They know how to play the game. Like I said, you got Destiny out here. Now you got Zach out here. You've had different white guys. They know how to play the game. The white guy that was going back and forth with Obsidian, an Angry Man a couple years ago, right? That was on Donovan Sharp's show, right? They know how to play the game. They know how to play like, yeah, we're super ultra macho men. Yeah. We're secure in our masculinity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yawn. And AB Media says, you should do a review on the HBO Max Velma. Would enjoy the show. Man, I already spoke about what's her face, right? And her white male worship, right? So, and that's pretty consistent with what we see coming from many women of color, right? I hate white supremacy because where it places me in the beauty hierarchy, but goddamn, I want a white man really, really bad to validate my beauty. Right? And that's what's her face come off as. Just another woman of color who criticizes white supremacy on the other one hand while really want to get banged out by white dudes on the other hand. Oh yeah, I said it the way I meant it. Being validated by what's between white men's legs. Right? You know? Yeah. Yeah, Mindy attacking a white dude because he rejected her. Yeah, stereotypical stuff. Why don't you want me, daddy? uh, the desperation. And they have the nerve to pass that on to men of color, particularly in our instance as black men, Black women have the nerve to pass it on to us like we're the ones who's chasing after the white women. We're the ones who's seeking our masculine and male validation from white women. Yeah, that's it. More and more data is coming out that says otherwise. It's gonna be real interesting to watch y'all refute the numbers. It's gonna be real interesting to see your feelings versus the facts. Weird. Weird stuff. Weird talk. Right? So, yeah, like I was saying, this week has been pretty crazy. Y'all been having Mr. Z work overtime, right? On top of overtime. But I appreciate it. I appreciate people wanting to hear, my particular perspective on different subjects, and for me to bring some information to kind of back up that perspective. It's not just me talking out of my rear end. And like I said, it's gonna I've said this before, the internet's gonna expose us. No, in reality, we're gonna expose ourselves on the internet. I don't think a lot of people, and this even particularly goes for Black women across the board, not just divestors, not just swirlers. And Obsidian spoke to this too, right? So I've been saying this, and I'm happy to hear Obsidian say this also. Y'all have had the monopoly on the conversation about Black men and Black women relationships for give or take about 60 years now. And we find ourselves here. And the game has switched, and Black women don't know how to respond. The internet has democratized the town square and the conversation. Right? So you don't just get to run the yard. You won the culture war against Black men. But let's see how long you can keep that victory. Let's see how long you can continue to paint Black men as largely Pookie-like figures. Horrible husbands, horrible fathers, horrible baby daddies, extra abusive, transphobic, homophobic, colorists on the level of neo-Nazis. How long can you hold on to that particular narrative? Haven't built anything, haven't done anything for Black women, get off on seeing Black women hurt, right? Worship at the altar of non-Black women, particularly white women. Let's see how long you can hold on to that narrative. And by the way, yes, Black men are pushing back on that narrative, but you know what also is pushing back on that narrative? But facts. Richard Reeves, right? Jennifer Lundquist, just data. These white people ain't even necessarily trying to get at Black women. They're just putting out information that they've done research on, and that alone, right? That alone. Although Richard Reeves did call out Kimberly Crenshaw for intersectionality because he could see how that was weaponized against Black boys and Black men. Shout out to all of you. It's going to be real hard, ladies. And something else I wanted to clarify, something I said earlier on the stream I did this morning, and I've been saying actually, it wasn't this morning, it was the morning before. We've done the math, right? So when I was saying we've done the math, Mr. Z, other brothers that are far more capable and intelligent and talented than me have also done the math, right? People that have been in this space much longer than I have been also did the math. And it's Black men, ladies, at the end of the day, unless you want to be in a same-sex relationship or be the, side chick or girlfriend number 2 or 3 to one of these random, non-Black dudes or Black dudes with some money. It's Black. You're there. The math just doesn't add up for Black women not to be with your everyday average working class man. And so to the young lady in my comments on one of my videos, one of my lives saying average is not good enough, or average is not good enough anymore, whoever you are, wherever you are, young lady, well, I hope you could get the white dude in time. All right? Because you say average isn't good enough, and somewhere is some working class white woman, whether she's heavy set or slim, good looking or not, doesn't matter. Latina, same thing, heavy set or slim, good looking or not, educated or not. that will be with that black man, that working class black man, right? Somewhere. And that's that, like I said before, even if you want to be a passport sis, if you're not only going out for sex, if you're going out for marriage and relationship and you want a man that's on your same financial level, economic level or above, you're limited to, for the most part, maybe 24, maybe a couple dozen countries, 30 countries at max. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not rich people just about everywhere you go on planet Earth, but the countries with a concentration of money and the men have somewhat of uh somewhat of a same Western perspective on women, where women's rights and all of this other thing. Yeah, you about down to a couple dozen, maybe 30 countries at max. Yeah, it ain't looking good. So when I say black men like me have done the math, that's what I'm saying. Between the money and between the way men are socialized, yeah, ladies, about 24 to 30 countries. Have fun, right? And KW Don says, um, WGTOW is not going to work for black women. The only thing that will teach them is Mr. Consciousness, and he doesn't care about their feelings. Yeah. Oh, I said Mr. Consequences. I'm sorry, I said Mr. Consciousness. My apologies. So let's read that again. WGTOW is not going to work for black women. The only thing that will teach them is Mr. Consequences, and he doesn't care about their feelings. And the world doesn't care about our feelings, right? Fortunately and unfortunately, right? Certain individuals that care about your feelings, but Mother Nature, the world, nah, nope. And that's unfortunate that these young ladies think like this, and you know, and like I said, you have these content creators running out the back door, right, with the money, and they're going to continue to give their. I I needed, even though we know who these people are, and we've known who these people are over the past couple weeks, definitely over the past year or so, we needed to see these people in these particular positions. We needed to see them dance on Kevin Grave. We needed to see them urinate on Obi. We needed to see them attempt to urinate on Tyree, right? Because it only confirms what you already knew, and any doubt has to have been obliterated at this point. The article had to come out, this recent article speaking about black women and their trials and tribulations in these universities attempting to find non-black spouses. That article had to come out, and we had to see how black women interact with it, particularly obviously the swirlers, the divestors, the open up your option black women, etc., etc. We had to see how they respond to it, and this is how they respond to it. That's what makes this conversation between black men and black women so interesting and so important. It's more than just a back and forth. This is for the future of the black community, if there's going to be one. I completely agree with BGS. If you want a black community, you're going to have to fight for it, because there's no outside pressure trying to hold it in anymore. And some people think that they're going to be able to escape this in a way that they're not. I'm looking at you, ladies. Some people think that the only thing that was keeping them in was their loyalty and not the outside pressures. And to a certain extent, for a couple of them, that's true. But for most, it's not true. And especially in this time of social isolation and people being atomized, some black people that rise high are going to find themselves very lonely, particularly the ones that think there's something nicer and greener and on the other side, and they're very whimsical about other people being people still. As Zach, the white dude that was speaking to Chrissy, was speaking about, how whimsical some of these divestors sound. Now, of course, he told Chrissy that she didn't sound nothing like that. Alrighty then. Right. Alrighty then. Right. So I'm about to put the link up. Let me see. Let me put that in there and bring y'all on real quick. Okay. All right. That's that. And yeah, so, so yeah, this week has been pretty interesting. And let me give me 1 second, y'all. All right. So there we go. There we go. All right. Yeah. So yeah, this week has been pretty interesting for me. Actually, you know what? Let's take that back. It's been a couple of weeks. Mr. Z been just working. Right? Um you can start it off maybe a couple weeks ago with the FD stream, right? The FD excuse me. The FD signifier stream, right? That was pretty crazy. That was 3 streams in a day. And I've been trying to stay consistent for the past few days, well, past couple weeks. Like I said, I enjoy people enjoying my perspective, right? Um, and the information that I bring to the space. But it's important. The reason why I come at the angle I come at is the macro understanding of things, right? So there's the micro, and the micro is important, and the way you feel is important, and that should be considered, but also the macro and how that will affect whatever community this is now, whatever this thing that we call the Black community is, and the larger society.
What's left of it?
What exactly, right? Exactly. And exactly, actually, I can't actually say any better than that. What's left of it. And you know what? And to add to that, I don't think this works, man. Like I was I've been watching things about homes and the skyrocketing price, and
Yeah,
like you find it when you're trying to deny something to yourself. I was trying to deny to myself how much this is an insidious plot, and these people really want you to be renters indefinitely, right? Like they know they're pricing people, particularly young people, out of homes, and that's the goal. Right? So when I speak about macro things, I'm saying all of these things happening at the same time is exacerbating, I would argue, some of the tension between men and women in this society, but particularly Black men and Black women.
yeah,
Right?
it is. Um,
Yeah.
it,
Go
you
ahead. Go
know,
ahead, Aiden.
I kind of swallowed the black pill on this a little bit. Is we can't stop them, and they're not going to stop until the pitchforks come out. Unfortunately,
No, I agree
and
with you on that. No, I agree with you on that. Keep going. Keep going. I'm
yeah,
trying to grab my
and
cup because I
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm off
yeah, it's
tonight, so I'm
terrible.
getting a little litty. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's immoral, it's terrible, yada yada yada. But there's nothing we can do about it. And I'm just like, okay, you gonna keep messing with people. Don't get mad. Don't, when the pitchforks come out, I don't want to hear nothing.
No, you gotta hear stuff screaming.
I know. But I'm serious though. You should review the Velma show based on the content you watch. You would enjoy it.
Yeah, I have to make some time for that because then I'll have to knock out episode by episode type thing, right? So yeah, yeah.
Let me
I'm not
put it to you
against it.
you're not. Let me put it this way.
Mhm.
It's so the show is so bad. Even BWs can't defend how terrible she is in the show.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of videos reviewing the show,
Yeah.
even from Black women, and it's like, what's like I said, like it, you
Even
know,
they're like, we can't defend this shit. No,
we're
this is
gonna
terrible.
have a real sit down conversation as a country and a society, particularly people of color, so not just Black people,
Right.
But people of color are going to have to sit down with their daughters and find out what the hell is going on with their white worship, right? Because it
Right.
goes beyond, oh, the men of my, because that's always the excuse, right? The men of my race didn't find me attractive. So wait a minute, the men of your race didn't find you attractive and white guys do? Why does it always default to white men for black women, for Asians, for Latinas? All these
Yeah.
people defer right back to white. It's like a way of reconstructing white supremacy all over again. But within this kind of people of color sphere. And I'm purposely saying people of color because this particular mindset is not exclusive to black people, right? This, you know what, my people don't appreciate me, my people don't know a good thing when they got it, they don't appreciate my look, they don't
Mhm.
appreciate my size, my skin tone, colorism, this, whatever that. And so the default is to go find me a white man that does. And that's just so weird that the group, you're saying the same group of people that exacerbated or created the problem in the first place is the group of people that you're going to go to for some shelter.
Yeah.
Right?
Mr.
That's
Z,
insane. Go ahead, go ahead.
Mr. Z, if Mindy is anything like Velma in that show,
Hmm.
I don't blame dudes for avoiding her. I'm just, I hope I don't get you in trouble, but I'm just going to come
Yeah,
out
I
and say,
read your comment when you said that. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
what a,
I agree with you.
what a bitch. I'm like, God damn.
Mhm.
This about what I've seen of the show. I haven't seen a full episode, but I've watched enough of the reviews. I'm like, what a,
Mhm.
I'm like, you were like that growing up? Good Lord. I would avoid you like the plague.
Well, what did she grow up in Jersey or something like? I can't remember where she grew
I
up,
can't
but she
remember
grew
where
up
she grew up.
she
Grew
grew up
up.
upper middle class. Her people had, education style money, right? Like the like six figure, both I think both of her parents were six-figure people. So she grew up upper middle class around the white kids. And I'm like, I, like this is a thing. People of color gotta be careful putting your kids in these institutions. I understand they're safer, the level, the education level, etc.,
Oh,
etc.
yeah.
But
Because I
then
went to
your
private
kids
school. I
come
can
out,
tell you.
and this is the problem. Your kids come out highly educated, talented, strong work ethic, etc., and still hate themselves and still worship white people. What?
Yep, pretty
Right?
much.
Like what is that? Your kids come out to be, I don't want to start naming names, but pretty much Mindy.
Yeah.
Like they come out to be that. They come out to be Ostefco. They come out to be Mindy, right? They come out to be people like that, right? And that's what a way, because it's as if the revolutionary spirit was sucked out of these people through the education process, and the
Hmm.
only way they find some respite from white supremacy is between the legs of white men, and importantly too, through consumerism. And I'm
Yeah.
saying
It's
that
kind of
as a
like that.
person from Miami who likes buying nice shit. But go ahead.
Remember that chick that we played it. I think it was a couple years ago because before because David Carroll talked about it too. That chick crying in the car because the white dude didn't want her.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Frat bro played her. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's who they turned into, and I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
I mean, but what do you expect? Like, once again, Martin Luther King, I fear I'm integrating my people into a burning house. You did not fix the
Don't get me
anti-black
started. It is
system,
Black History Month.
right? And that's the thing for me. Like, you didn't fix the anti-black system. You just integrated a bunch of black folks into anti-black system, and then what you thought was going to happen, right? There you
Yeah, I
go.
told
Go ahead.
you, Dr. King was meeting with Elijah Muhammad near the end of
Oh
his life. So,
yeah,
oops,
yeah,
oops.
yeah.
Was I supposed to say that out loud? Oops.
Yeah, and, like, because it's we're here now. Like when I really started, I was kind of on this path. The person that bumped me, or like pushed me even further in the path, was
Hmm.
nameless protagonist with one comment. This was a couple years ago. This had to be maybe 2.5 years ago at this point. um
Hmm.
we were on a panel, maybe midday panel, or early-ish afternoon panel, and I was speaking about this kind of same kind of topic, and I was like, how how did we get here? And when you have the shadow of an answer forming in your mind, and then a person
Hmm.
just says it and just gets you right there faster than you were kind of forming the thought. And
Yeah,
Nameless
Nate
was like,
has a habit of doing that.
he does, right? And he said, well, well, what he said, well, Z, that means integration is working. And I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I was like, God damn. Right? And like, there's a couple of things that brothers in this space have said, and like, Ed has done that to me to a certain extent. The nameless protagonist Charles, definitely BGS, all the brothers in this space have done Black Uru, like have helped to bring me to a place, you know, where you start to think about these things on a, like, I like to think about these things on a macro level anyway. So like, where
Yeah.
you start to think about these things on a macro level, and it doesn't necessarily, like, it's interesting if you were to come into if you were to speak to any woman, particularly Black woman, that has come into contact with me anytime over the past like 5 or so years, they would tell you how good of a person I am, how lovely of a person I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying that to say it hasn't made me particularly callous in real life. It has
Mm-hmm.
made me cautious and more aware, right?
Oh
And
yeah, tell me about it.
exactly, and you're stuck. Like, I went to a
Yet
thing
you
with
talk,
my
and yet you talk to people online. You
right, right. And it's
you
crazy,
ain't.
like, man. I
I'm
went to
like,
an event with my
okay.
lady. I went to an event with my lady, like, how long ago? Maybe a year ago at this point. Maybe
Mhm.
a little less than a year ago, maybe. And yeah, a little less than a year ago. And we were we went to this thing. It was nothing but her and her homegirls. I was like the only dude there, right? And one of
Mhm.
her homegirls' girlfriend was there. So, yeah, you heard right. Um,
Uh-oh.
yeah, the girlfriend was there, and it was more of a, butch. So I guess it was a dude and like kind of dude. And
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah. Um, and like, when you're just super observant and you see who's dancing to what music and you see how they dancing and you listen into the comments, right? And and at the table across from me were certain women with their men, and it was like maybe 3 or 4 couples, and you see the girls
Mhm.
dancing and you see the dudes playing on their phone. These are not small dudes neither, right? And like, it was like a general idea, like the men were looking but not looking, right? It's just so weird, right? Like, I remember just looking around and just and catching myself studying the environment, studying the scene, and like being like, this is a whole Black Manosphere episode right now. This is
Yeah.
like the music, who's twerking, who's
Yeah.
single, the comments that they done made that I
I,
heard,
I'll give you.
like,
I'll give you an
you know,
example of that. I went to my great aunt's birthday party. She just turned 90 years old,
hmm
and uh, you gotta understand when I walk in that building. I hate to say it about my own family, but generations. Some of them are generations of the gynocracy,
oh man, come on,
and
man,
just
that's
and
just a
just
Black thing.
especially after listening to BGS all of you, I just had to sit by myself for a second and just observe.
Mhm,
But to be fair,
mhm.
um, my family's starting to add mix. I saw a Latina chick there.
Oh, and you in Indiana?
Yeah,
Yeah. See, that's nothing in South Florida. That's just that's a regular day,
Hey,
right?
that
But
ain't
like,
nothing in the Midwest either, Z. Shit, they
yeah.
mixing it all through the Midwest.
Oh shit. Well, there
oh
you
yeah.
go.
What's that famous word BGS said? Proximity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because think about it. If you live in an environment like me and Ab live in,
hmm
it's mostly white people anyway.
True.
You
Yeah,
got to remember,
pretty
it's
much.
mostly Caucasians in our environment.
That's true. That's true.
So
I'm
if
in
a
Miami, so we all over the place. We got Latinos like a mug. We got a couple of Asians, South and East. We got
but them are
obviously
still
Black people from across
Caucasians
the
too.
diaspora. Yeah, we got Caucasians out there, obviously, because
Here-
it's
Russians,
Russia.
Lithuanians,
We have
Ukrainians,
all of
and
it.
that-
Russia,
yeah.
Ukraine. I didn't realize how large the Ukraine population was in South Florida until the Ukraine-Russia crisis happened. I was like, wait a minute, why I see all these blue and yellow flags all over the place?
oh
Like,
wow,
and they're really Ukrainians too. Like, not people that's just repping or supporting. And I'm like, wow, like, yeah. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's really
South
true though
Florida, man.
because
South
Matter of
Florida.
fact, the dude that they traded for Griner, he Ukrainian. He's not even Russian.
You see,
The
yeah, yeah.
Russian
yeah, that's
government
true.
wanted him, but
That
he's
is
actually Ukrainian. Yeah.
that is
hmm
true though because my nephew's married to a white woman. I
Yeah.
went to an interracial marriage.
You
Had
see,
fun.
yeah, 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 bro. Yeah, yeah. Oh, how did I not put this up? I had it highlighted. I didn't put it up. Shout out to Toya. What's going on, Toya? Kareen, where you at, Kareen?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no. Kareen was saying something earlier. I wanted her to clarify because we
So
like
has
when we were
the
talking
airhead done
about
anything
Chrissy
else since we've
earlier.
been? I haven't looked. Has the airhead done anything else?
Oh, shout out to Dead Set Anime.
What's going on, Dad? Say.
Right? Shout out to Dead Set. But wherever he is. But yeah, no, the reason why I speak about Paris is because
Mm-hmm.
this is like an elitist a-hole, bro. Like a
Yeah.
airhead elitist a-hole. And I think what she's engaging in is so dangerous because she's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be able to sell out in the sunset, bro. Okay, perfect example. I'm still a regular 9 to 5 brother that y'all donate whatever dollars y'all want to donate to. I'm
Right.
not removed from this shit. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
removed from my rhetoric, right? I have women in my life who I want to see win, like my girl, right? So
Right.
I don't want no random chick to run up on. Well, my girl got hands, so but I don't want no random girl to run up on her like, oh, that's your boyfriend, right? So like,
Hey, Mr.
you
Z,
know, go ahead,
Kapla.
right? Like, right? Oh, right. So like,
It is what it is.
you know,
BTS ain't shit for that, but he's right with clean up.
so it's I'm not far removed from how I speak and what
Mm-hmm.
I say. The Parises of the world, Chrissy, because remember Chrissy don't got no man right now. She says she's dating some white dude. I believe her. No, I really do. But she don't have no kids,
I just
right?
don't
She's
care.
not married. Real
I
talk with
just don't
Yanni,
care, but okay.
yeah, but real talk with Yanni isn't married. She doesn't have any kids. And
Mhm.
so they making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of YouTube probably. So they can talk reckless. They can talk reckless, right?
Yeah.
And run off and like I keep on saying, I'm not saying it to be. I'm not joking when I say it. They can talk reckless and then run out the back door with the money. And you know what's left? All of these women who believed and listened to that crap. Now, shout out to Roger Report for saying what he says all the time. You got to be held responsible for what you believe in. True, but when you have a instigator that
Hmm.
gets to walk you right to the edge and with their rhetoric just touch you just a little bit and watch you start to tip over and fall and they pick your pocket when you're about to fall, I gotta hold that person responsible too. So
You
yeah,
know the
you let that
irony
person
is,
walk you to the edge, you let them push you, I'll let y'all brothers sort them chicks out. But the ones that with the rhetoric, oh yeah, I'm on their ass. Right?
I watched Paris for a brief second when she first separated from Boyce.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, Boyce, and and the way she was talking, something in the back of my head, like, yeah, something off about her, and I stopped watching. And not
I
long
don't know
after
what
that,
is it about Boyce, but Boyce got the whole neo-Nazi production team over there because
Didn't he mess with
yeah,
do something with Cynthia G?
Cynthia, thank you, better you,
yeah,
and
he
that's
brought
my
us
point,
to
and
and
that's my
Paris
point,
Milan.
and Paris Milan,
Damn,
yeah.
Yeah,
he got a
Hey,
horrible
but
track record.
Zoe, hey Zoe,
Oh,
you know what's
and
wild
I
about? Go
like
ahead.
this person, but he's the one who brought us Yvette Carnell too. So like,
yep.
and all those women turned on him.
I've
I
been
don't know
keeping
what it
my eye
is
on
about
Sister Dilla
Boyce.
too. I won't be surprised she turned anytime soon.
Well, no, I don't see Yvette going that route because that would go counterintuitive to the whole ADOS movement.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
yeah, she don't mess with him neither. I don't know what it is about Boyce, but yeah. But go ahead,
But
better you were saying something.
I
What
know.
was
I
it?
was just saying he got a horrible track record. I didn't know he
Yeah.
had all them
Yeah,
type
man.
at some point.
I feel like we're missing somebody else too, AB. I feel we're missing somebody else. Who are we?
Yeah, that's
Not
another one.
Vicky Dillard.
Yeah.
And we're missing somebody. It was somebody else. We're missing
Oh,
another
Michi
one.
X.
Michi. See, Michi. Who? No, we're missing. It's not only Michi. It's one more person. Boyce bought us. That I was like, oh, nigga, you got this
Michi
is
ain't
your
that bad, but
stuff
she
too.
ghetto as hell. But
Oh
go
yeah, she
ahead.
is. Yeah, she is. Yeah. Michi is your best friend's hood ass mama. But
Pretty much.
for real. So for real. But yeah, so
She can roast like a motherfucker though.
crack
I
that
like
rug,
listening to her
crack
every
but
that
now and then.
Zoe,
yeah, go ahead,
hey Zoe, you know what I think about it though?
Mhm.
I think it don't matter. I like the fact that we have pushback against the rhetoric, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm laughing because I'm hoping that these bitches go fuck with white dudes so they can learn their lesson. The door over there. So y'all talking all this shit. Cause I listen, bro. I'm from a place. I've worked with these dudes.
Yes,
I went to
sir.
school with these dudes.
Yeah,
I've did
yeah,
sports with these dudes.
yeah,
I really kind of understand how they are.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
when the average black woman is gonna fuck with one of them white dudes and they're gonna come
Oh,
running back,
Yep.
they gonna run back. You
I
know what I'm
mean-
saying? Because they've never had that type of. First off, black men, we don't behave like white men at all.
Yeah.
Nope.
They're not used to the behavioral differences. First off,
They think
they've
they're
never
ready
been
for it.
sitting there and it's a group of white boys in there and they just get up and start slamming each other into the wall and shit.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
I see
They've
Yeah.
never experienced that shit. They've never experienced just sitting there in the group and then we sitting there drinking and next thing you know, 10 white boys is on top of the table screaming and throwing beer cans and wrestling and shit.
Bro,
They're
let
not
me
used
tell
to
y'all
that type
something.
of environment, bro.
Real quick, G. So y'all know I work nights. One time I was working night, right? I work in a downtown area of one of the major counties in South Florida. And
Okay.
bro, I seen these white dudes come off the elevator, two drunk ass white dudes. They look like they're in their mid-20s somewhere. Come off the elevator, kick the garbage can for no reason. We had one of those the cart that rolls that you put the sand in. I forgot the name of the big ass they threw it over the freaking edge of the third floor garage onto the sidewalk for no reason. No reason, bro. Then they bent the pay by toll sign, right, that was on the pole for no reason. Once again,
Oh,
two
yeah.
drunk white bro, for no reason. Jumped in their Audi A4, brand new Audi A4, drove to the second floor of the garage, went out, took 2 Bush beers, drank them, threw them on the floor. I ran them out the garage. Like I told them, hey, yo, y'all can't be doing this in here. Right? I finally got frustrated. I'm like, y'all can't be doing this in here. Bruh, Buddy Rose told me, all right, bro, we'll be out in a minute.
Hey, let me give y'all my horror story. I was at a Myers one day and I was doing some grocery shopping. So I'm done grocery shopping. Like I need to go use the restroom. There's this white dude just standing right outside the restroom. I didn't think nothing of it. True story. I walk into the men's bathroom. His white girlfriend's in the bathroom, bent over the urinal with her pants down. And I'm just like, I'm just sitting there. I'm in shock. I just slowly walk out of the
But
bathroom
you
and get my clothes and leave.
you know what got me? I remember when Trump was running. He wasn't elected yet, I don't think, but I think he might have won
Yeah,
the
and
Republican
I was in the area
nomination.
that would have voted for him. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, I don't know if any of y'all saw this video. It was a video that was circulating of a sister, a light-skinned kind of looking sister that was with this white dude, and he started talking to her reckless while Trump was on TV. He was talking to her real. She ended up breaking up with him, and she ended up with another white dude. But he started talking like, "Yeah, we gotta take this country back," and da da da. And he was talking to her like she was the enemy. And I was like, "Excuse me." I was like, "You see, you done gave this dude the vagina. You thought everything was cool." And with one, not even election, because I don't think Trump even had one yet. Look how he's talking to you. You better be happy you didn't have no kids with this dude, and y'all wasn't married.
But that's what they don't talk about, Z. They don't talk about the dynamics of the relationship.
Yeah,
right.
facts.
So they try to, but that's why it's not even a threat for us. That's why when they tell me, like when I hear that, like, yeah, I'm like, when I see them say we gonna get white boys, I'm like, go ahead. Go ahead.
Right.
Go on over there with the real savage. You gonna learn your what my man say, what did Kevin Hart say, bitch, you gonna learn today.
Bro.
I don't know if you got that video I sent out. I emailed everybody, but this white dude had a black chick on the leash barking like a dog.
Oh no, I didn't see that. No.
This is no lie. Listen, bro, this is no lie.
Yeah, AB,
when
bro,
I
that's just real,
when I first listen, when I was young, Z, and I had first got married, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the first, like I got married when I was 19, bro. So this shit was crazy.
Why did I never know you were married? I never knew you were married.
Yeah, I got married when I was 19.
I didn't know that. Go ahead, keep going.
So look, I was friends with these two people, a white dude and a black girl, like they was a couple.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. And this is a normal everyday white dude that, you know, for some reason most of these bitches don't know exist. Like he's just a normal, working class
9 to
American
5
male,
dude, yeah, just
like
American,
most
yeah,
of us, bro.
yep,
Like
yep.
he's a normal where he worked at a factory, and you know I was in the streets. I didn't work at all, but he was cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And no bullshit. They were having children, and when times got hard, he would make her sell the kid.
What?
Yeah, he would make her get. Listen,
put the kid up for adoption.
Exactly, but you know that she had 3 kids by this dude, and like, where's all your kids at? She sold every one of the kids because he did not want to take care of them.
Wow.
Listen, bro, this is real shit. He made her give all the kids up. The reason I say sell, because every time they gave the kid up for adoption, they would get like $5,000 for relocation expenses, 7,000. So that's how I didn't know that's how the adoption system worked. When they adopt a kid from an actual family instead of the system, they actually give them people money. Right? And you can look this shit up on the internet. There's an adoption agency. It's called Kids. It's right where you at, Ab. It's called Kids First Adoption LLC, and it's headquartered in Indiana, and they process most of this paperwork. And I knew that fucking with them, like damn, so this white dude making you sell your kids sound familiar, don't it?
Wow. Nigga,
I went to the PW. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Better you. I'm still over here rubbing my temples because of what the fuck G just said. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's just gonna hit me later. But
go ahead.
I went to a PWI, and I can say this.
Okay.
In my opinion, most black women who talking this stuff like old girl is talking, they ain't shrewd enough to navigate and discern who's really interested in sisters and who's really just there to fucking get their nut off. Yep. Like, I saw a few black chicks because my first year, all my roommates were white. I didn't know where the black folks was at my first year till the following year I had black roommates. I found out everybody was hanging out there. But going to the white
you found the HBCU at the PWI. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Somebody said that in my comments earlier. I thought it was hysterical. Go ahead.
It's true though. But being at those parties, because it's like, yo, the white frats and everything, like you can see some of them. It's like, you might know something because you look like you come from money. You look like you move around certain things, and you can kind of tell they carry themselves different. And then you see the ones they like flies to shit. Like they all over the place. It's like, yo. Next thing you know, you playing ball or you see them at wherever. Oh yeah, like bust her down, done did such and such, or they calling their phone or whatever. It's like, man, I don't fuck down. I ain't doing nothing else with it.
Wow, it's you know why that's so funny and sad at the same time, because then they'll turn around or they'll end up with a white dude eventually after being bust down for so many others, or they'll be rejected. Bro, Artisan MC should have never said this shit in my presence. When shout out to Artisan wherever you are. When Artisan MC said talking about the same video you were talking about, AB homegirl with the frat bro, when he said she got kicked off of Mount Olympus, I thought that shit was the funniest shit.
That Artisan ain't shit for that.
Bro, so ever since then I've been using it because I thought, and I give him credit all the time. If y'all hear me say that, I got it from Artisan MC. It's freaking hysterical, right? But it's sad that has that, like, yo, as a black man, I've been hit on by multiple white girls and white women throughout my life, and I was never interested. It's never been a thing for me. I know I could pull Latinas even with the gut. And white girls. That's never been difficult. Yo, one of my girlfriends in high school was Latina. I've only dealt with one Latina, and it was her, right? And so that's never been difficult for me. So maybe that's why I don't really have the need to be validated by non-black women, right? Because it's never been difficult for me, right? So and there was a Vietnamese chick in college that me and her had to think for each other, but I just never pursued it. So that's just never been a issue for me. So maybe that's why I don't fully appreciate other people wanting non-black validation, and I can admit that to myself. So I give those people space for that. But then when you start to get whimsical and delusional that these people are still people, and they still got predators too, and they have people that will have fun with you for 3 months, 6 months, maybe even a couple years in college, and then never deal with you or another black person again. Like, why
Oh
is
yeah.
that difficult for you to believe in this country? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I don't understand about black people. Like, why
Well,
motherfuckers
listen,
get
because they
bro,
listen, they
go,
lying
go.
to us, Zoe. They
Yeah,
lying
yeah,
to us,
yeah.
Zoe, bro. We as men, let's just keep it real.
Mhm.
White boys ain't no different than us for real. On the micro scale, on the
Yeah, yeah,
macro level, like yeah, they got they got the franchise. This is
yeah,
their
yeah,
country.
yep,
We got
yep,
to just
yep,
put it
yep.
like that. They
Mhm.
got
Yeah.
the franchise, so their socioeconomic life is different.
Yeah,
But personality wise, they the same as us. I know some white boys that's Pookie and Ray Ray. You know what I'm saying? I know some
bro,
white boys that got 2, 3 baby mamas. They
bro.
not trying to be with their baby mama. I do. I
Mhm.
do. I'm from a predominantly white environment. This is what
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Yep.
I know them, bro. I know them dudes. I know them dudes that they work at the factory. They own child support. Got 2 baby mamas living in a trailer. You know what I'm saying? It's just that they got but they just like us.
bro.
You see what I'm
And
saying?
that's why it was funny and sad. That's why if y'all go way back, this is like one of Mr. Z's earlier videos when I covered homegirl crying in her car because the frat bro played her, and I had a somber tone because I know everybody else was gonna dogpile her, but for me it's like that, bro. Why you gotta go through that to realize, and you still didn't get it? That's the thing. She was more mad at the niggas that was making fun of her about this shit than she was mad about the white dude that actually did it. My God,
Exactly, because
bro.
they already mentally challenged, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's already you're
yeah.
already dealing with somebody with a mental challenge problem. Like
Oh, by the
mentally
way,
challenged.
let me say this for you, G. If y'all hear G call me Zoe, Zoe is like a slang word for Haitian that mainly gets said in South Florida. I don't know if it gets said in the other rest of the part of the country. So when you hear G say Zoe, that Zoe is like slang for Haitian or Haitian descent or whatever, whatever. Go ahead, G.
So that's why I'm saying, like, remember we used to have these talks about it not even being reality.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
coming in. So you got to remember when you're dealing with these people, they're not even looking at reality in front. Like it's their image, the perception that they have in their mind warps their reality. You get what I'm saying? So you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to tell these people things, and it's just like I don't care. You
Mm.
know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Like okay, and when you get punished, because this is what usually happens to those swirler chicks that's like that. They usually end up having to come back to us. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, these
So
newfangled Z niggas, they ain't fucking with them girls. They ain't fucking with
yeah,
you, bro.
so what usually happens is they go over there, fuck with the white dude,
Mhm.
have kids and shit, or do whatever they think their life is good. And when that white boy tired of them and get rid of them to go on about his life, they got to come back to our community. You see what I'm
And ain't
saying?
nothing make them angrier than that. Hey,
Yeah.
look, I'm about. I want to start a new campaign where you don't get to come back.
Listen, I wish there was a way we could do a study because I bet you there's more black men with
Mhm.
white mothers that's taking care of their kids than there is white men with black mothers taking care of theirs. I bet you it is.
Ooh,
I
I
know I
I
see it
think
every day.
I'm gonna send you BGS. I'll damn. How am I gonna send it to you?
Oh
Leave
yeah.
your
'Cause
email in the back
you
chat
probably
because
did a video about
BGS
that.
covered this maybe a year and a half ago. At this point, maybe something
Yeah.
like that. About a year and a half ago, BGS covered this, and what we found is that some million, what it was, at 1.2, 1.3 million babies born out of wedlock from black mothers have non-black fathers. So it's mainly white and Latino dudes, but still. So, but those babies still get counted as black. So black women are the only group of people that have more children than their male counterparts, right?
Yep.
So like, and those children are from non-black men mainly, right? So like that speaks to like the kind of weird lopsided thing going on in the black community. And as bad as that is, it wouldn't even be that bad if y'all wasn't talking shit about being loyal. Like what loyalty? I'm just saying. Go ahead.
But that's
No.
all I'm saying. So like I've known multiple dynamics. Like I've had multiple white male friends that had black women. And the way that they behave with the white boy is not the way they behave with us. The
Oh
way
yeah.
that they
Oh no.
move, the way that they talk, the way that they dress the TV, like they don't do none of the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because they know that
Hey,
white
G.
boy,
Hey,
he's
G.
used to having a. Go ahead.
They know better.
They know
Uh-oh.
better. They know better. So a lot of times when shit be going on with us and them, it's because we just let it go. You know, brothers, we very easy to live with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying
Mhm.
black men are have very good social skills. That's what nobody want to say. People want to talk shit about us. They don't want to say that we got the fucking best social skills
Well, you know why,
because
G?
we
Because
had to. Yeah, because they would hang us, nigga.
no, here, yeah, it's that, and okay, so this is where they. I'm gonna say something y'all would never hear Mr. Z say. That's when they overemphasize the numbers. What I mean by that, this is when they try to overemphasize the fact that they have a lower divorce rate with the white dudes than we have with the white women, right? But they never want to talk about the fact that the number one reason for divorce in America is the money. In other words, you ain't leaving the white dude because he earns more than you or that white skin. It don't
Yep.
matter what he do. Where the white woman, she get on our program mainly for the D, and because black men are edgy just because you're black in America. And then she'd be like, nigga, I didn't realize you were black, and that meant that your socioeconomic position wouldn't be that exactly of a white dude. I'm out. Right? So because they stay with the white dude, they count that as something. But you stay with the white dude for the money or for the status of the white skin. Clearly, more and more data is coming out to show that. But I'm just saying, go ahead, y'all.
Well, this the thing though, Zo. There's not less divorces between them and white dudes and us and white girls. Is that we more married than y'all motherfuckers.
Well, that part too.
That's why y'all have less because they
That
not
part too.
marrying y'all like that. There's more white women marrying us than there is
You know
white
what,
women
Doji?
marrying
You
you.
know what you just said that made me. We should actually, when they say that, we should actually factor in how many of them are having the kids from the white dudes out of wedlock. You right about that. You right about that, G. Yeah. You right about that. Yeah.
Of
You
them.
right
That's
about that.
most. Listen, look. First off, the white boys know the law and the. See, most brothers, we don't know the law. That's why we get caught up in this shit because
Mm.
our parents, our mothers, whoever we grew up with, never actually taught us the laws of the land. You get what I'm saying? This is what gives us once a brother learns the laws and his position, it's hard to catch him up. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Keep
But
it real. That's why they said we got the least amount of children.
mhm.
And once we understand our position in society, we no longer participate with the nonsense.
You know what I wanna actually levy to some of. It's gonna sound like I'm going on a tangent, but I'm really not. It's gonna sound like I'm going off the reservation, but I'm really not. And shout out to BGS. He was in here a minute ago. I don't know if he's still here. If I'm going to be the lefty whisperer, then I would challenge my conservative brethren to get Paris and Chrissy together because they are conservatives, and so is Yanni.
Mm.
You see where I'm going with this, AP.
Mm-hmm.
They've Paris has alluded to it. Chrissy has pretty much said it. What you have going on with them is not only a gender war, but also class.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where you get. That's why Paris made excuse me, not Paris. Chrissy made the comment about the size of the rings of those white young ladies that were getting engaged and had the wedding ring at their graduation. She made that comment, and she also said, "I'm not trying to be classist. Yes, you are, because you are. But do y'all really want those rings? Look at the rocks. Look at the rock." But those women are still getting married, though. I'm saying all of that to go back to what Gia is saying. It's also a money and status thing. What black women, white women, Latina women, not so much Latinas, because I see a lot of Latinas that's down for working class men. So I'm gonna leave them out. But what a lot of Asian women, black women, white women are they're gonna run right off the cliff with is their concepts of class. That's what's screwing them up because they're all chasing that 20%, top 20% dude. And the content creators ain't trying to slow them up. Chrissy, Paris Milan, Yanni, name them. Mahogany Pig, they not trying to slow them up and be like, okay, we sounded crazy. Men don't got money like that. So what ends up happening is that they get to traffic in not only anti-blackness, anti-black misandry, but they also get to traffic in a certain classism that also screws black men. And this goes back to the bell hooks days. This goes back to you name the black women coming out of the 80s of note, the Oprah days, where they were speaking very classist about working class black men. That's who they really, really had a disdain for, right? And I would argue that Kim from Fort Harriet is engaging in that. I would argue that Yanni's engaging in that. I would argue that Paris is engaging in that. Chrissy's engaging in that. Julesy is not real. Nappy headed Hoba is not. But everybody else that I name, I don't think T Noir is. But everybody else that I name, bruh, it is classism mixed with anti-black misandry. But go ahead, yo.
I'll say this too. In terms of the classism thing, because I heard from a couple of things that you played in Kim before Harriet, and I heard the comment that Chrissy made about the girls with the diamonds.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, I don't know, that whole thing to me. I was like, it's like, yo, you picking at the person who's eating the butt of the bread. You ain't got nothing.
wait, say that again. Say it. I missed out. I'm sorry. I was reading Lord Juno's comment, but go ahead. Say that again. Better you. My bad.
Oh no, I was saying like her comment about the ladies with the rings. It's kind of like, you was a little kid, like you pick at your brother or your cousin's like, oh shit, you got the butt of the bread for the sandwich. But it's like, it's one thing when you picking at them and you got an actual sandwich. It's like, it's one thing you picking at somebody you ain't eating.
So and somebody, when I was playing that, somebody said that sounds like Kate. I didn't get to see the name of the person. My apologies. I'm shouting you up, but I don't even say your name. My apologies. But somebody said it in the comments, and it does come off as hate. When Chrissy was saying that, it came off as hate, right? Like this is the thing, and I don't know how the math is supposed to math. If your ancestors, your female ancestors, fought for you to be able to work and do 9 to 5s and not be reliant on no man and have your middle management jobs with titles and all of this, go all the way up to corporate America and be the token woman so that they could hide all of their white racist crap behind you, whether you're black, white, Latina, Asian, or otherwise, just as long as you have a vagina and some breasts, right? And even now they're doing the trans, so maybe they're gonna push you out the way eventually. If your ancestors fought for that, then how do you also say, well, I'm here and I want a man on my level and above? The math don't math, especially when you get to, bro, once you're a woman and you start making $50,000+ a year, you leaving everybody. God forbid you make 70+ more. You left everybody, so you gotta have to pay for a dude most likely.
And this the other thing. This the other thing of it too. A lot of women don't even get what a lot of blue collar professions even make and even comprehend it. Like, a lot of guys in my family were entrepreneurs. My uncle gave me my first job. He was an HVAC technician. I'm from the low country of South Carolina. It's nothing but backwoods towns. He was taking home easily like $250K, servicing like rural backwood areas. And even in the city that I'm in now, like most of the guys that I know and I'm connected to through like groups and whatnot, most of them are blue collar guys that running plumbing, running electrician, carpentry, even landscaping, and they clearing hundreds of thousands of dollars easy.
But better you, Obsidian. Well, Obsidian is blue collar. There's people that's making money.
Yes, sir.
BGS. There's people that's good. Listen, when you hear Black Uru speak, does anything about him come off his classes? And Black Uru been straight since the 80s. Does anything about Black Uru come off as a classist asshole? And yet you got women that just started making some real money 5 years ago talking crazy. Right? Women that just was bankrupt 2 years ago, 3 years ago talking crazy. And then you got a man like Black Uru who been making real money for 30+ years, and this is a type of brother you could put him anywhere and he'll be straight. These people are just assholes, period. And all the money did was make them worse. That's all it did, right? I'll pause right there. All right, so we got an elder privilege, y'all. Elder privilege. Go ahead, BGS. What you doing? What's going on?
You guys can run the yard. I'm just part of the group today. Now, but the thing is, that's why I came out with the octanes, this class, and this is how you're trained. Okay, and even though blue collar guys, cause I did this experiment one time. I had like 12 truckers that were in my stream, right, and they all make north of 90K. So I said, how many of you guys date corporate women? Zero. Because it's not about money. Okay, class is money. Money and class do intersect, but they're not the same thing.
Exactly,
Okay?
that's true.
Okay,
That's true.
yeah. Your likes, your dislikes, how you like to live, what you like to do for fun, all that kind of stuff is class. And if you're an HVAC technician, that's a blue collar guy, that making $250K, you're not going to a black tie event.
True.
You're not going to a corporate office. You're not going to, you're not going to necessarily go into stage plays. Some do, but most don't. Okay, you like Sunday football. You like drink beer with your guys. You like pizza. You like because you like things in your class because your friends are in your class. So you might make 250K. Your boy might make 30K. But the thing is, because you guys have similar interests, you guys can hook up. Yeah, so that's the thing that separates those people. So when they get their degrees, their bachelors and their masters, okay, they put themselves in a different class, and so it's hard for them to actually, even though the guy makes money, is to accept a guy that's blue collar. So it's more than just
Then go
money.
date the low. That was me back in the day. Go date the lower level white collar white dude. Then go if it's all about that. Then go date the white dude that's white collar, but he only make $35,000 a year. Then
Well, if the white dude wants to be with her, that's
that part too.
They're not dating. They're not marrying or getting with white guys because they don't want them. They're not getting married with white guys because white guys have other options, and plus they got to compete against white girls.
True.
And everybody else.
Can I bounce this off of you, Mr. BGS?
Go ahead.
Because I was on. I think it was a while back. I was on the stream with you over on Cody Michelle's, and you said something about class along those lines before. So I know I get where you're coming from, and I get what you're saying. What I'm hearing a lot of these women say is that they want this life of privilege, this soft life, so to speak, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And a lot of the blue collar guys that I know,
granted,
it's not like they come home covered in shit every day, but these guys, they've been working, they built up their business, and they're pulling in $500,000.
Okay.
Granted, I'm well to do. I just made it to 100K.
Okay.
Are you saying that? Do you really believe that they would rather date the guy who has the managerial title, who's pulling in significantly less than the blue collar guy who owns the business?
Okay, the thing is okay, and I've done this with Octanes a lot, right? Okay, it's not just her; it's also you. It's also her girlfriends, right? Okay, you put in. Okay, let's say you pull in 150K. You're a blue collar guy, right? Okay, you pull in, you come home, and you watching TV. What do you watch?
Yeah, that's true. That's where class comes in.
That's where class comes in. What do you watch? What do you like to do for fun? What do you like to talk about? Okay.
Yeah.
When she's pulling out words,
this is what Kim from For Here was talking about. BGS.
You pull basically. You're a blue collar guy. You have your own vernacular. Okay. She's talking about books that she read that from like Michelle Obama and what it means to intersectional feminism, shit like that. Are you
bell hooks and all that other crap?
Bell hooks and all that shit. Can you speak that language?
On that regard, hell no.
Yeah. Let's throw it back. Let's throw it back to her, right? Okay, say that she has a master's degree and she's using that vernacular and she's talking to you like that, right? And basically, and you just want a regular chick, you just want a regular housewife that cleans the house. 87 cleans the house. She watches her soap operas or she watches her reality shows. She take care of the house and she's happy with her, with her dates once a week or dates every other week, and she's taking care of the kids, and she's all happy because she's happy being home because she's comfortable, right? She's not worrying about her friends flying to the south of France, or she's not worrying about learning another language so she can go down to Colombia or go down to Brazil and hobnob and do some kind of social work. Is she worried about that? Or she's not worried trying to be the next mogul because she saw her girlfriend makes $300K or $3 million and she's trying to start a new business. You want a chick like that.
And there it goes.
In other words, when I talk octanes, when I talk class, right? A lot of I actually develop this for the guys because you have to pick a woman that you're gonna be happy with. Okay, you can make $1 million, but if you ain't happy going home with that woman because you guys don't see eye to eye, or she's talking down to you because she has the bigger vocabulary than you, you're gonna be happy with that chick.
Yeah,
But
not each
BGS, like
Huh?
Big Game said, they're
Huh?
still watching Real Housewives though. For real.
Real Housewives, they do watch it, but the thing is, they watch it differently, right? Because Real Housewives
Good point.
normally those women at Real Housewives, depending on which one you watch, those are 100 octane chicks. Okay, there's all those chicks are above you, even though they might do ratchet shit. But the thing is, you don't, you know, what I mean, you're not going to premieres of movies and plays and sitting in front row at concerts, are
Good
you?
point.
No.
No, good point. Yeah.
Okay, so when I say class, that's what I mean. It's not just money. People always associate class with money. There's
I agree with that.
there's an indicator of class when you do have money. But the thing is, it's also your upbringing, your training, and stuff like that. Because trust me, even if I don't know what you do, but the thing is, say you say whatever you do is blue collar, right? But you got a PhD, okay? Okay, are you going to be the same as most guys that do what you do if you have a PhD in whatever?
Nah.
And you're sitting over there reading some study from like Dr. Curry, okay, in a break area, okay? They're gonna look at you kind of strange, right? Instead of you reading the sports page.
Yeah.
Right. Even though you even do the same work, because I trust and believe I did. I was a regular guy, right? But I'm sitting up studying calculus, and I'm sitting up reading the Wall Street Journal. I'm reading foreign affairs. Okay, I'm odd. Okay.
I will admit, I will agree with BGS on this, because I send my friends all type of stuff from The Economist, from Wisecrack, from MSNBC, from Breaking Points, from The Hill, and them niggas don't watch that shit.
I'm not. The thing is, what I don't like, and this is what I said, even when the book is going to come out. To me, all the classes are the same, right? It's just how it's just different. Different
performance,
not on performance, but with different likes and dislikes, idiosyncrasies between the classes, right?
Okay, yeah, that's
with
better.
Their likes and their dislikes, right? Because I mean, even though Mr. Z, I would call him an 89, he's a blue collar guy. But the thing is, even though he does blue collar work, he's an oddball. Okay, because
I really am. That's why my girl loves me. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're an oddball because you're in a class that doesn't fit you. You have a job that doesn't fit your class or your education or where you've been.
I ain't gonna tell you how many of my coworkers tell me, "Why are you here?" Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So it's one thing when you're on a job because they accept you as that dude with the big vocabulary that reads odd shit. They can accept you that. When you're married to that person, okay, especially when you have a woman that's not happy in with what you're doing, right? Okay, especially if you're not happy, she's not happy because her girlfriends are going to the ball, her girlfriends are going to the black tie event, her girlfriends are going to the mixer with the corporate guys, and they have on the suits and the ties and the shoes, and they're listening to certain kind of music and they're reading certain kind of books. That's when that's when there becomes a problem, and that's why I always say when it comes to this kind of stuff, and I'll land the plane in a minute, Mr. Z.
No, go ahead. You stay in the air. Everybody listening. Everybody listening. Go ahead.
So in other words, this is why you have to go look at Cousin Tito's what they call FAY group, female hierarchy group, right? Because that's when you know what class that she's in. That's when you know what you're working with, right? Because when she's serious about you and you go meet her girls, right? Her girls, and they look you over. And you sit there and you listen to them, you know exactly what class that she is. I had a guy, he's a corporate guy, right? And he had a girlfriend that had, I think she had a master's degree. And she was cool and everything. And he said it was just something, there's odd things about her, right? But she would never introduce him to her girlfriends until I think like a year later. I guess they're getting kind of serious. I guess she had to do it. And she introduced him to her girlfriends. They all like 85s, okay?
Oh.
She's
So
a climber.
I thought it was gonna be the other way around. I thought
no,
it
sometimes
like
it is.
okay.
Sometimes it is.
But she was still embarrassed, even though she was.
In other words, now it put things together. Okay, this is who she really was. Okay.
Oh.
How do you know?
Okay,
how do you know
okay.
there are women that are climbers they can put on a mask like a 92 mask, right? But you
Mm.
marry them, that stuff's gonna seep out because who they really are is who the girls are. Okay, so when he finally saw her Fae group or her female hierarchy group and saw who they really were, he said, "Oh, okay." And I said a lot. Then he started thinking back. A lot of things make sense. Okay.
I would argue that's the majority of that group of people. Okay, this is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of women in particular that's fronting, and they are exactly what you just described.
Right.
Than the actual 93 and 100 octane.
Yeah.
They fronting. They're 89 climbers. They're 89 climbers, but and that's okay. I mean, like black people, we know where we come from and what the base is, but they're not. They're 89 climbers. When you meet them, they
Yeah.
act like they're 93 and 100.
Yeah.
And by the way, I could smell that from a million miles
Yeah,
away.
because you pick up on the cues because
Yeah.
even though you're not corporate anymore, you're like 89, but the thing is
I really
you're trained to be corporate, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
in certain things she says, you can tell, okay, you don't fit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're pretending like you're from that world, but the thing is, there's certain things you do, certain words that you drop, certain ways that you actually use the language that don't fit compared to people that you've been around. So you already okay, you know that you don't fit. Stop pretending. Be who you
Well,
are.
and you know what? I would argue one of the reasons why I can do that is because of the Caribbean background. So what you have is people that were moving, and it's a lot of, some of it is street stuff coming from the Caribbean, and they're trying to legitimize their money in America. And so what ends up happening, and you see this with multiple different immigrant groups, right? So the kids or the grandkids come here with either legitimate or illegitimate money.
Right.
And then they try to move in those circles.
Right.
And you could smell the fact that
yeah,
something ain't right, right? And
Yeah.
like, and you could, because it doesn't come off authentic. It's there's something extra about it. You're doing too much.
Right.
And so I can even smell it on ADOS, but I had to develop that coming from the Caribbean background first. And now I can even see it on ADOS when I'm like, you first generation money.
Yeah.
You're first you are the child. Okay, you're Master P's son.
Yeah.
I could smell it on you.
Yeah.
Right? You ain't P, but your son is gonna be different than you. He's gonna be the one that's really like, okay, and then you in there. But I could smell Romeo. I could smell Master P behind Romeo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure if I met Diddy's children, I could smell Diddy behind them. And when Jay-Z kids get older, I'm gonna be able to smell Jay-Z behind his kids, because it's something that just it ain't. You
can already tell with his daughter living in a car and with 3 baby daddies and shit like that.
Yeah. Something just don't fit. But then it's interesting because can you smell Diana Ross behind Tracy Ellis Ross? Because Tracy Ellis Ross come off like she don't come off like any type of struggle. Maybe because she was born and her mom was already established at that point.
And her dad is what?
Is Jewish,
Jewish with money,
yeah, big time money.
Come up differently,
Yeah, that's true.
So it's how you're brought up.
Yeah, no, it's just
femininity from Transformers.
Say what?
Is that why she gets her femininity from Transformers?
I mean,
okay, I've explained that. Okay,
please explain Tracy Ellis Ross for us, BGS. Go ahead.
Well, number one, Tracy Ellis Ross comes from she comes from the modeling world, right? And who rules the modeling world?
Ooh,
the rainbows,
the rainbows, right? Okay, so a lot of
shout out to
so you can't come through that world without being without some kind of influence.
Lion, your device is not connecting, Lion. So you might. God damn, I broke the hanger.
And you guys, when I'm on here, you guys like and you guys like.
I really wanted to say that earlier. Okay. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat.
Tax in effect.
In effect, yeah. Actually, I'm giving game right now because it's supposed to go in a book, but I'm just
because I've been critiquing Tracy Ellis Ross for a little minute. So go ahead, give us the real.
Number one, you got to remember Tracy Ellis Ross is a mulatto. Okay, number one.
Yeah.
Okay. Jewish and black. Okay. Number two, she's raised in a 100 octane environment, Hollywood, that kind of stuff, right? Number three, she's bisexual. Okay. Number four, she.
Wait a minute, Scoot. Wait, BGS. Wait. Scoot right there. Pause. I didn't know that. Are you sure about that?
Positive. She said it. Not
Wait.
maybe, but yeah.
Wow. Wait a minute.
She's
Okay,
admitted that.
keep going.
It's
Keep
not
going.
something.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. Y'all didn't know that. She admitted she's
Yeah, I didn't know
bisexual.
that.
She's been bisexual. She's,
That
for a while
explains
she
a
didn't like
whole lot
men.
about her
Yeah,
struggle right now, by the
yeah.
way.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
can see that. That's not too surprising. Go ahead.
Ain't no struggle. She can't find a guy that uh, her best years are behind her, and the guy that she likes, that she wants, is not there anymore. Those
Keanu
guys.
Reeves, go ahead.
That makes that article make a little bit more sense. Actually, go ahead, BGS.
Oh,
And
by the
no,
way,
go
wait, before
ahead.
you go, BGS,
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna go make a drink. So BGS, you running things for the
Oh,
next
okay,
2
go make
minutes.
a drink.
Okay, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
hey, no plum wine, okay?
It's not plum wine. It's actually Pinnacle with
Okay.
with some ocean spray. But go ahead, yo.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now where was it? Okay. Okay. Uh, she's bisexual. She's raised it. She's a Hollywood baby. Okay. Just
Mhm.
like Will. She's like Will Smith's kids, right? Okay. She's
Will
raised around a whole bunch of different kind of folks with a whole bunch of different kind of lifestyles. They can afford to actually display those lifestyles, right? And so she's raised in Hollywood, okay, as a child. She goes to be a model, a fashion model, very successful fashion model, man, for years, right? Which is another thing, right, that opens you up to all kinds of different lifestyles and people and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And then her problem is she's really she wants a companion. What lesbians and women like that find out that they get tired of being a man. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
get tired of fronting, being taking care of somebody, because if you're wealthy and you're a lesbian or you're on that side of the fence, you're taking care of people. Nobody's taking care of you, right? And after a while, they want to be taken care of. But the thing is, your best years are behind you, but you're not that dime piece you were when you were 20 to 30. Okay,
Yeah, she was a dime too.
yeah, she was a dime. There's no doubt about it. She was a beautiful woman, back then. Okay, she was a 9 when she was in her 30s. Okay, you wait till you damn near 50. Okay, the kind of guys that you want to go on for Tracy Ellis Ross that's 2025, not 50. Okay, you're a Mercedes, but you want new car prices. You don't get them, especially in Hollywood, especially at that level. They don't have, just like Keanu Reeves or what's his name that keeps marrying dating 19, 25-year-olds, right? Okay, he's in his 50s. He's still dating women that are 25 because he can. Why should he pick you?
Mm-hmm.
Those guys picked you when you were 25 or 20.
Yeah.
100 octanes. We have 100. The wall comes with 100 octanes really early, like at 30. Okay, if you get a bus, you get your last bus right around between 30 and 33. You don't catch it, guess what? Okay, you might have to take a cab. Okay,
So that's
you
why
might have to
Nikki.
walk. So what? So go
So
ahead.
that's why Nikki married down. Yeah, don't blame her.
Who? Nicki Minaj?
Yeah.
Nikki, you got to remember, Nikki is from New York, and Nikki's a climber, right? And Nikki has always been in love with that dude. She just
Okay.
couldn't
Oh, really?
present him, right? Yeah, she was going with that dude at 15. Okay,
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
going with that dude at 15. So no, she's always been in love with that dude. The thing is, she can't present him because it's taboo, right? Because he's a knucklehead, and you worth millions of dollars with a you're an icon. You're worth millions of dollars. You got an image to present, right? How you gonna bring up a knucklehead until you got the bag? When she got the bag, she went back and got him. She don't give a shit. She got fuck you money.
Okay.
Facts.
Yeah.
But that's why. So that's how come Nikki went back and got him. You got to understand. Okay, the first thing you have to understand is that, okay, when you see a dude that they're married that doesn't quite fit, okay, where's she meet him? And then
Mm-hmm.
the first, okay, if it's not like a teenage or college or something like that, okay, what did she feel when she first saw him? What did you think about the dude when you first met? If you can find that out, then a lot of that can be answered, because sometimes it's just, okay, you imprinted by that guy or that girl when you're early, right? Or what I call a thunderbolt, right? Like Will Smith, he can't leave Jada because it's a thunderbolt. How
Mm.
do you know that? Because what did he think about her when he first met her? She didn't say nothing to him. She just walked by. He was already in love. and she cussed him out the first time.
Jenny.
Jenny.
Yeah, really Jenny. Yeah,
That's good. That's
that is
good,
Jenny.
AB. That was
That is Jenny.
hysterical.
Yeah, that is Jenny. Yep.
Right
Like what? Like peas and carrots, right?
Sauteed shrimp, fried shrimp, grilled shrimp. No, I'm playing with y'all. Go ahead.
You're right about Jada, because I remember when Jada started talking about it, Jada didn't notice Will until he did the first Bad Boys movie.
Yep. Yep.
His character in Bad Boys was actually pretty damn smooth.
And he went back and got her.
Yeah. Woodman got her.
Yeah. So we can't leave her. And so I said, you got two choices with Jada. Either you break up with her and never go back, or you stay there and suffer. One of the two.
What type of choices?
I mean, that is his choice. I mean,
it is what it is.
What about the choice when she act right, BGS?
She don't have to
hope somehow.
Because Thunderbolt doesn't care about personalities, money, nothing like that, right? It's energy, right? It's energy. Okay. If you get smitten by it and she doesn't, basically she always has a hold over you. She don't have to act right, and she knows it.
He got it printed on.
It's not even an imprint. You know, it's stronger than an imprint.
Shit, Jada's a fucking bro.
No, that could be anybody, and I've heard it and I've seen it. I've had it happen to me, right? Yeah, you can't be around that person.
Well, so what would Jada do? Because so Will is on Jada, but Jada over here dreaming about a man that's been dead for 20 some odd years.
But he's dead, and
that's my point. So how you alpha widow by a nigga that's dead?
And he never wanted her.
Yeah, well, that part. BGS, goddamn BGS.
No, I mean he's right. He never wanted.
He is right. Okay.
What did I say?
You ain't saying nothing wrong. I'm just saying. You ain't saying nothing wrong. You're right. You're actually right.
Because you see the pictures. If you go back and look at the pictures between her and Tupac, and then look at the pictures with Will Smith, tell you who is she really in love with?
We know. Will know.
Look at the
That's
pictures.
the thing.
Look at the pictures.
He knows. He knows.
Damn.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he don't care.
And one of the realest and most introspective things I've ever heard Will Smith say on one of his interviews is the way Tupac showed up in the world. He wished he could have showed up in the world like that. And I think that takes some real cojones to admit that out loud.
It's because he would have the apple of his eye. And she would want him more. It has nothing to do with him. It has
with Pac's impact. Yeah.
Will has just as much impact as Pac's had. Okay, had nothing to do with that. The woman that he wants doesn't want him the same way that she wanted Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac is Jada's imprint.
He's not getting the feeling desire.
Yeah.
And the problem with Rollo said it, and he was right when the whole Will Smith thing happened. Rollo was like, the problem with Will Smith is he doesn't know he's Will Smith.
He does. No, he does. He does. He knows it's Will Smith. The thing is, if you ever have a Thunderbolt, and most people never had him, you don't understand it. Okay. It's like taking the best drug in the world for the first time. Okay.
I've seen it though.
Can you chase that high forever?
No, I've had it. I've had him. You know, I've had 5 of them. Trust and believe. Okay. You never had it. You can't understand it. You know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do. You still want to chase for it.
You got two choices. Either you're gonna never be around that person, or you get put up with whatever they have coming.
Unless she does something so egregious. Unless she does just something so egregious.
If you don't leave,
like murdering you.
If you don't leave, I've seen guys who get murdered by these chicks. They can't leave.
And I was joking, and there you go.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. Okay.
Nah, I just think Will a real loyal dude.
No.
I don't know. I think he cheated on her before. No, I don't.
It ain't about cheating. It's not about cheating. I just think he a loyal person. Like I don't know. I got a different mindset.
If you know what the thing is, that's like most people do not understand a relationship, but I do. I said, what happened when he first saw her? Okay. What happened when he first saw her? Not what she did. What happened when he first saw her? He was smitten by her.
Name of your background. Somebody name mute up because I got an echo. Okay. Go ahead, BJ.
That's why I always point to the Godfather.
You said smitten. He was.
Well, I always point to the Godfather, right? When
Apollonia,
right? Okay. What happened when he saw her?
He was
He got
smitten.
hit with that Thunderbolt.
Got hit with the
It was
Thunderbolt.
love at first smell.
And he had to have her, right?
He had to have her,
Michael,
and she
you
was like,
used to
I
take
had
me
to have her.
driving, Michael.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the dudes that actually marry a woman with that voice. Jesus Christ.
With what voice?
That voice. Go ahead, say it again, G.
Michael.
Jesus Christ.
Well, if you're Italian, they all sound like that.
Yeah, because hey, Toya is a Jersey girl, and Toya don't sound nothing like that. Jesus Christ, I would shoot myself in the head if I had.
Hey, I like that accent though. I like that. I like that harsh.
No.
I like that harsh Eastern accent like that. Like, I think that's an interesting accent. I wonder how they started talking in that accent.
Yeah, that's how come I could have never been Kevin, because I'm because I would never let them get away with it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think I'm a 10, baby, please.
But you have 10 results. That's
no. The thing is, you I got daughters. You know where you fit when you're 12. Stop. Now let's be honest. Pull it back.
Yeah.
You know,
this is where the resentment towards men coming. Wait a minute. This is where the resentment the resentment towards boys and men come in, because you ain't treat me like the 10 that I wish I was.
All women want to. All women. That's where the pretty girl argument always comes in, especially from Stefco.
Can't socialize prettiness, bro.
You know you're 4. Okay, you know where you fit. There's nothing you can actually do to actually be that person. You weren't born that way. It is what it is. Make your peace with it.
Just like how some women just always say, like, why don't you treat me like a queen? Bitch, please. It's like I remember a meme I once saw. It was a Both Dogs in Harmony meme. It was Crazy Bone sitting at a table with a chess set, right? And the caption says, if she doesn't understand the importance of protecting the king, she doesn't deserve to be the queen.
Boom.
Since I'm on Mr. Z's panel, if you want to ask me a direct question about something about that, instead of let me super chat him, I'll answer the question.
Oh, super chat.
Excuse me?
I mean,
no, when there's a guy in the chat, he asked me about what does Thunderbolt say about the subconscious, right? Super chat.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Look, I just feel like I just wonder what makes it so hard.
Pay up. Go ahead.
One at a time.
Yeah, I just want to make it. My fault, Z. My fault.
No,
but I just don't know what makes it so hard for them just to do what we do. Like when dudes, we understand. If you understand, you ain't the handsomest. You know you got to get in shape. If you understand, you in shape, but you dumb as shit. You know you got to get smart. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what dude. Like we know. Like okay, I'm never going to be 6'8", but I could be in shape. I could be in a shape 5'10". You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to be. You know what I mean? And it's just like they can't do it.
No, the thing
the world lies to women. The world lies to women. It doesn't lie to men.
The world lies and tells the truth to all of us. It's when and where and how harsh. The world lies and tells the truth to all of us. Some of us just refuse to accept the truth, and we love the lie. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you, all right. That's why I couldn't be Kevin, right? The world ain't lying to you, okay? You walk in any club, you automatically line yourself up of looks, height, looks, weight, dress, right?
I knew.
Yeah. You walk in any club, you know where you fit. Stop.
You know what keeps women going? You know what keeps women going?
Go ahead, Jim. Go ahead.
I know what it is.
The male phallus, nigga. No. We gonna fuck all y'all.
No, what keeps women going is they can lie to you. You guys will accept that lie.
No, yeah. We don't accept the lie. We just try to fuck.
Wait.
Like I don't care about the lie.
Wait. Did you hear what BGS said?
No, I understand. BGS know I know what he's talking about.
Wait. He didn't say you believe the lie. He said you accept the lie.
Oh yeah, I accept it.
You know it's BS, and you say, I'll give it a pass.
Yeah.
Listen, I know it's BS, but I need about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, baby, you're 10. You know what I'm saying? They give
it's
me 20
official.
minutes.
G Serotonin has no motherfucking standards. He is low hanging fruit. Expert.
It's not about that, bro. All
You
women
never
are like,
denied it, so I ain't got to say about it.
it's not
y'all
that.
calm down, y'all.
It's not. This is what I'm saying, bro. You know, like I know, attraction is based on an individual. You know, so everybody likes something different, man. So ain't
Yeah, I
nobody
know.
gonna be.
Yeah.
Now we got universally accepted beautiful people. You know what I'm saying? We know that none of us is gonna sit up here and say that Naomi Campbell is ugly. None of us are gonna
I
say
would. I would actually.
Host
privilege.
Stop
Host
playing,
privilege.
man. Naomi Campbell is fucking
For the
drop
first time,
dead.
I'm ever
got a
calling
super
host
chat.
privilege.
Yeah.
And look, host privilege, before we even get to the super chat, Naomi Campbell is one of the most attractive women on the face of the earth. Just watch out for the flying remote controls. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Watch out for the flying remotes.
Yeah.
And the
Don't forget the
pullback
cell
hairline
phones.
because she's been wearing too much weave.
But just like on the same way, we could say that if Morris Chestnut talk to your bitch, she's gone, nigga. Because you know that's a handsome male, no homo.
That's
true.
But
I mean, like,
that nigga 6'3", that nigga big, handsome.
Wait.
G, taking your bitch.
Say, no, bro, we can compliment brothers when we know this nigga here.
Yeah.
Right? It's okay to say that. It's okay.
Guys are honest.
Yeah.
Let me read this for like Carlos. How we pronounce this last name?
Carlos Viet.
Viet. Okay. Oh, we don't pronounce the L's. You're right. Carlos Viet, BGS. What does the Thunderbolt say about subconscious? Subconsciously.
Basically, not even subconscious, it's energetic. Okay. It has nothing to do with your subconscious, or it has nothing to do with your imprints are more about your subconscious, right? The vision of your perfect woman in your mind. Okay. Thunderbolt has nothing to do with it. It's all energetic, right? When you come in the presence of somebody, right? That's harmonically tuned with your energy. Two magnets come together. Boom. Okay. You have the option after you feel it, you can either say yes or no. If you say yes, you're tied to her. Just like two magnets coming together. You get close enough together, they're gonna stick, right? Yeah.
And that's why I got married at 19, Mr. Z.
To answer my question, there you go. BGS answered it. There you go.
BGS answered it. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't say no. She asked me. I didn't ask her.
And only
she proposed to you.
And just like a magnet coming together, the only way to actually not get attached to that woman or attached to that man is actually pull apart. Distance. It's the only thing that helps.
That's the only thing that do it.
Wait. I gotta pull host privilege. I gotta pull host privilege. BGS. Spain man. This is sacrilege talk. Okay. Spain man talking about Naomi. Yes. Halle is overrated. Oh, you're agreeing with me. Okay. But yeah, Halle. Halle is pretty. Halle is pretty. We
man, thou shalt not insult Halle Berry, sir.
Not anymore.
Don't even try.
Listen to a man with a thick, light-skinned woman. Naomi and her slim, fine, dark ass is one of the most attractive women ever on planet Earth. She is fine as hell. Like I said, just watch out for the flying TV remotes and cell phones. And her pullback hairline, because she's been wearing too much weave for the past, 4 decades. But there's
Naomi hairline like that, man.
Well, y'all don't see that video with her coming out the damn
that's the occupational hazard. She had to wear that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, it could have been worse. I mean, what if we were talking about what's her fan, Tyra? Bro, I don't know.
Tyra's pretty.
I met Tyra. Tyra's gorgeous. Tyra's gorgeous. Yeah.
And Tyra tall too.
I don't know about that. 5'11" one time. No, I know about that. She's gorgeous. I know her.
No, I think Tyra, especially in her heyday, Tyra's still pretty now. But especially in her heyday.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's something about caramel to lighter skinned black women with the goddamn that 5 head. Shout out to Rihanna. That goddamn
see, you different from me, Z.
Between their eyebrows and their damn hairline. That's different. Shout out to Tyra Banks, but she is gorgeous.
You different than me,
better, but that's just me.
You know she's gorgeous because she stops traffic. You know, like people.
Oh yeah. And like she did in that goddamn Barbie movie. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. You different from me, though. Z. I like them midnight black. I like them dark skinned things. I like the Naomi Cat. I like the Lupitas. I like the Lupita. Like, oh man.
Down for me to have a dark side chick, I probably would do it.
The thing is, we can have a taste, but things we all know that they're 9s and 10s.
Yeah. Facts.
And look, I like black women, so I find all shades of black women attractive. From Mariah Carey, damn their white ass, all the way to Lupita. And yes, me too. I think Lupita's bad as hell. I think she's and it's crazy.
She's a little.
Lupita looks better with shorter haircuts.
Right? Well, naturally, because first of all, she's Nilo-Saharan, and most Nilo-Saharan women, they can't grow their hair naturally that long. It's their hair texture being the way it is. Mm-hmm. It's based on their phenotypes and such. I mean, you want to.
You broke up, Namer. Is that me?
It's him.
Namer, you broke up.
Hey, man,
not hear you right now if you're talking.
Like
it's just something
wireless. It's just something
about
no way
wireless is horrible, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something about when you see them black ones, them Naomi's, them Keishas off Bell. When they hit the scene, it's like, damn, it's a tiger.
Hey, you know what it is? We need DC in here and Charles in here so we could continue our Beyonce versus Kelly Rowland debate. That's what we're talking about.
They're the same. They're the same level. I don't know why
they're the same level.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know who bet? Like, what's that girl name? I can't think of her name. She got Anika Noni Rose. Like, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like Anika Noni Rose. Like,
describe her to us. Describe her. G, can you describe her? Or you ever seen her in a film? We might have seen her in.
I'm trying to think, man. Listen, she's look like a black doll. That's all you can say. Like, just when you that's all. She's dark skinned.
And most of the pretty black women are not famous. Most of them.
Yeah. And she got big lips. Like, she got like light brown. Listen,
pause for the cause. Mm-hmm. And who's the real colorist? It ain't black men, because who's over here picking who's gonna be the fine ass model? It ain't black men. So if the white people picking the red skin and the caramels, it ain't us. Mm-hmm. Okay, continue, BGS. Go ahead.
I mean, okay. The thing about colorism, man, it's about colorism is about class, right? And basically, the biggest colorists are actually upper class females. Okay.
Ooh.
Because
shout out to the AKAs. Go ahead.
The AKAs, I was telling, just like Kim knows that, she's from Harvard, right?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're short, you're chunky, and you're dark, right? You're not gonna get picked by You're not gonna get picked by the masters of the universe.
We can't take BGS out of California, bro. Stay there.
I mean, he's right. I mean, I always thought colorism was an ugly girl argument anyway.
She's a plain girl trying to compete at a high level, right? Your Harvard degree is not going to do anything for you.
At least, Stefko said it out loud. Kim,
you're gonna have to pick an ugly dude that has a degree just like you that you can help promote, or ugly white man that you can actually promote.
Or she could just go ahead and get off her high horse and get with a cool brother that make decent money, that's handsome and like short, chunky chicks.
She can't do it, bro. She refused. She rather be
at her level. She wants a good-looking dude that at her level. You're not gonna get it, baby, because you can compete with people just like you.
I was saying between her and Stefko, I'm like, y'all both look alike. Y'all both ain't got no neck.
Yo,
what the thing is, Stefko has a problem because Stefko doesn't have Harvard behind her name. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think I would say that she's more, as much as I disagree with her, I think she's more palatable than Kim.
Yeah,
there's something very dangerous about the Kim Fosters. Stefko is a heart sister that wants a gorgeous man. That's her issue. That's her issue.
She's honest. But she's
honest about it, and you could work with that.
Yeah.
Kim? No, bro.
Kim is privileged because she got Harvard behind her name. Yeah. I'm supposed to have this guy.
Exactly.
Okay.
And let me.
My thing is, bitch, pay for him. Go ahead.
Y'all wait up, yo. Kaneda, fall back on the negative Halle Berry talk. Halle Berry's gorgeous, bro. We ain't negative about it.
Yeah. Nobody ever said that.
Yeah. Nobody said. We just say she ain't Naomi.
Yeah. Oops. Well, that's just
preference. She definitely ain't Naomi. She ain't Nene, dog. She ain't Nene, dog.
That's just preference. Okay.
Yeah, that is. It is.
Just preference.
Just going back to the Thunderbolt for just a brief second. Is that what Blueface got?
No.
No.
So what would you call that?
No.
It's called love her ass.
It's called money. Okay.
Yeah.
Her dysfunction brings him money.
Oh boy.
Otherwise he'd have married the bitch and had let the bitch have a baby. Okay, he had a Thunderbolt, right? It's money. She crazy as hell. She might have a Thunderbolt towards him, but then not the other way around. She crazy as hell. He puts up with it, but it brings in money. Let them go broke. See what happens.
Okay.
He gonna bounce.
Yeah, he gone.
It's money.
So yeah, it's always the Steph Co's and the Kims, and both of them ain't got no neck that want to complain.
Nigga, what? Nigga, what?
Bro,
I'm
like, bro, you're
saying-
savage, man.
I'm saying this. This is what you need to do. You need to put me in a vicinity, and I'll figure out if they have a neck or not for you.
But you
But you
know,
gonna stretch it out for
this
them?
is
Go ahead.
always if you look
You-
honestly.
you-
Tell me the honest truth.
You got to
So
pull them out of
Kim
their
is-
shell first.
The stereo.
Kim and
BGS,
Steph
you're not
Co,
supposed
is
to
there really a
entertain the
difference?
BS.
One at a time. One
Is
at a
there,
time.
is there really a difference between Kim and Steph Co? Honestly,
Yes.
The only
yes,
difference
yes.
is their degree. It's the only difference.
Yeah, there's a difference. There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a
I
difference.
see. I might be a
Steph-
little biased here, right? Because I
Mhm.
think black women are beautiful. So I don't
Of
even
course.
think these women are ugly.
the
That's
whole
why
panel
to
does.
me it's just like women wear costumes all the time. So they
hey,
yeah.
hey, G, you ain't even in this. We know what you chase, okay?
Listen,
You ain't in this.
I'm getting in. Hey,
First of
this
all,
what I'm
excuse
saying
me,
though. But this
BGS.
is what I'm saying
you have
though.
been tainted, G. So go ahead.
Excuse
This is
me,
what I'm
BGS.
saying though, bro.
One
Look,
time.
this is what I'm
Let
saying
G
though, for
finish.
real.
Uh-huh.
Like I be having to tell them like you don't even look like that, dog. Like
Hysterical.
Yeah, I know you lied to him. Lied to him. That's how come they have.
I
this-
do. No, but no, I'm saying sometimes when we really get into it, I tell them like, listen, just take that wig off. Take the like, let me see what you really look like.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
you telling my man's he ugly, but we don't even know what you look like, shorty. Like, you know what I mean? That's what just throw me off. I just walk away because I'm not going to engage in an argument with a person that wears a costume every day.
You can tell what a woman looks like by her results. Okay.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like you said, I'm not about to argue with you. You come outside with a costume on every day.
You know, if you show up with a weave and heavy makeup, guys know that's not you.
Let me give this story real quick for y'all because Mo Weems just reminded me of this story, and my younger sister was there to witness it, and I had to hear about it for at least 2-3 years. So Mo Weems says none of them can compare to Sade in her prime, Mel B, and Vanessa Williams. Now, Charles almost killed me when I told him this story. So let's
Vanessa Williams dropped dead.
Rewind machine to what year was this? This was like 2011. I
am
at one of the universities down here in South Florida. I brought my sister. She had to go get some books for her class. And literally a Vanessa Williams lookalike is walking right towards me. I didn't even think she looked like Vanessa Williams. She does though. My sister says, "Hey, she looking at you." And I'm like, I know. I know. And I froze. A nigga turned straight BITCH, right? Exclamation point. And I froze and I did not say anything. And I watched her walk out the door.
Right.
And my sister threw that in my face for like 2-3 years. Like she was like, she's looking at you. Go talk to her. Go talk to her. And
you froze,
froze. I froze.
Yeah. That's
right.
a dime.
And
that's
by the way, I was like, at the time I was maybe 25, 24, 24, 25. Yeah, 24.
About
25.
10 years ago.
Yeah, about 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
BGS, when I said I saw her looking at me. She gave me the talk to me look. That's why my sister even saw it.
Right.
My younger and I just froze and I just watched.
Must have been that Haitian voodoo you were casting, huh?
No, he knew she's out of his class.
That too.
Yeah.
So I could get the number. I could maybe go on a couple of dates like BGS is saying, but then I would run into the wall of like, I can't maintain this. You too far from my pocketbook.
Yeah.
I can't.
Basically, you were singing, "She's out of my league."
But Mr. Z has never had a problem, especially when I was younger. Ignoring, like I'm still not.
Most guys, 90% of guys know, right? 90% of guys would go through the same thing, right? Reach in their pocket, say, "I can't afford it," and turn away.
Yeah, it's a cost best. It's a cost. It's a cost benefit analysis.
Yeah, I couldn't. At that time, I had bought my second 300X. I literally was like broke as hell because I'd spent my last little bit of money on that.
Smart move.
And car move. It really was a
that's
car
like that's like me didn't speak.
Yeah, because I'm like I can't.
What am I gonna say to her? What am I offer her?
Pretty much.
Nigga, I'm already broke.
This at the time 20-year-old sports car that I'm gonna be pulling up in. Like, no. Right? No. So let me go ahead.
No, go read the super chat.
Okay. So D Scott says you would go live when I'm at work. I'm lost.
Go live.
You would go live. I'm sorry. You would go live when I'm at work. DIS Negro. Hashtag BGS tax. To no next and strong shoulders.
Strong shoulders.
Oh, by the way, G, what I just wanted to say is, although you were never in the military, thank you for your service. Considering you, we know if we need somebody to jump the grenade, we know who to count on.
Hey, listen, man, listen, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I'm volunteering to be the Black Manosphere fuck nigga and Big Girl Slam.
You
They
know,
said they
this
fuck nigga
reminds
free.
me-
Listen,
yeah,
they
this
said
reminds
they
me.
fuck nigga free. Listen, Namer, because they you know they celebrate.
Namer and G. Here's the issue, though. G, you're gonna have to fight AO for that position, though.
Yeah, that's true.
But
You're
here's
gonna
the
have to fight
thing.
AO.
But here's the thing.
No, that's
But
my
here's the-
mentor. No, AL is senior and I'm junior, bro.
Yeah.
So,
But the
we
thing
both
is,
truck drivers. No,
Yeah.
I respect my elders, bro. So I respect.
yeah. But the thing is,
he gave me the game.
yeah.
Right.
Anyway, but the thing is, because I remember it was like Ron Wills had a video a few years back where he said, "Shout out to all the Pookies and Ray Rays who be messing with all these strags and whatnot." Because when you think about it, we the offensive, they're like basically the defensive linemen who have to take out the offensive linemen. So us linebackers can take out the running backs
I'm on
and the
the front
QB.
line. Listen, Namer, I'm on the front line for niggas like you and BGS that weigh
Basically-
165 pounds. You know what I'm saying? That can't handle that. I'm gonna let y'all handle the receivers and play
Who
DB
told you
and shit.
BGS couldn't handle it? He just don't want to.
I'm saying, listen, he told me because if he don't want to, that means he can't do that. You know,
No,
he
BGS
can't
is the defensive coordinator in this
know what I'm
outfit.
saying?
That's what it
When
is.
a person say they don't want to do it, that means they can't because they've tried and it wasn't successful.
Yeah, but you
know
but
what
the
I
thing
miss?
is,
He know he don't want no. He know he don't like big girls, so he don't fuck with them.
I
know
mean,
what
I
I'm saying?
fuck big
That's
girls.
all.
The thing is, there's this whole different ecosystem with big girls. Okay.
it's a lot. There's a
Now
lot of
listen,
things you got to
what?
deal with.
Listen.
You got to deal with when it comes to big girls.
Listen to
I mean,
me, sir.
size, everything, height.
You know it. It's a different ecosystem. Go ahead.
There's a
Oh,
different
indeed.
ecosystem. This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna tell you about messing with big girls. Name of because
Mm-hmm.
fat rolls forward, nigga. That's all you gotta remember.
It sounds like the science. It sounds
That
like
might not sound important now.
but
You know what
by
I'm
the way,
saying?
Paul-
But you
Paul-
gonna understand one day.
The biggest issue with big girls is taking them out in public. Okay.
Right. Paul-
Yeah,
Gotta-
yeah,
you
pretty
gotta be
much.
able to take that. Yeah,
Pretty
that's the
much.
biggest issue.
Better You said exactly what I
much.
thought. So when you said that, and Better You was like, "What?" Like I thought
Yeah.
it, and he said it right.
Yeah.
So let me read the super chat real quick. So Better You says, "BGS, can you explain the Thunderbolt concept for the people in the back?"
Okay, I'm trying to just explain what not going to be as technical, right? Okay, it's energy, right? It's like two magnets together, right? Has nothing to do with your personality, the amount of money that you have, where you grew up, what color you are. It's energy, right? Two magnets come together. Instant attraction. That's love at first sight. Okay.
Gotcha.
And if it you either be one person or singular or dual. If dual is really strong, right? And it takes you never really get out of it. She never stops loving you. Okay. You can meet like 20 years later. Same is going to happen, right? Get together, automatic attraction.
It's like yin and
Can't get away
yang.
from it. Huh?
It's like the yin. It's like the yin and yang. It's the yin and yang symbol of Taoism. Yeah.
Right. Literally
Bobby
yin
and
yang.
Whitney, nigga. Bobby Whitney. Nigga.
Yeah, really, literally, it was. Whitney fell in love with Bobby instantly. First
Yeah,
time.
Sharon. What's the white people name? Sharon Bono, nigga. Whatever them people name was. They
Oh,
studied
Oh,
both.
Sonny and Cher. Sonny and Cher.
Sonny and
Cher.
Cher.
Well, actually, Sonny liked her and loved her, but Sonny always cheated. But the thing is, Cher made him money.
Yeah.
So
And gave him a daughter who became a son.
Continues to make the distinction between the actual Thunderbolt and maybe more of an agenda, or like
Right, an agenda,
you
yeah.
have a different, you have a space for that
Fair
person
enough.
Yeah.
compared to the Thunderbolt. Yeah,
Like
I'm no
Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, BGS. That's rich. He's a rich man. He can do what the fuck he wants. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just real with Will Smith. Like that rich man always dealt with crazy. Look, the presidents and it was fucking. They was sharing Marilyn Monroe.
Does he want to get rid of her? Because he should have got rid of her a long time ago.
I don't think he do.
The thing is, go back to the first time that he saw her. That will tell you everything.
Let him describe it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He fell in love with her, just her walking by. Okay, her walking by. She walking into the producer's office. He's sitting there.
And
that's when he fell in love with her.
Big Kev on the super chat. Big Kev said accidentally kicked off. Please. Well, he's up here now, so
yeah, I dropped the link for him.
And by the way, Big Kev is the whole reason this is going on. Mr. Z thought he was gonna come home and have a nice afternoon with his lady who's at the gym right now. And Big Kev was like, "So you gonna start stream?" I was like, "I don't know." And then today he was like, "So you gonna start stream?" I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna start the stream." And then he came late, but you know, I just gotta make fun of him a little bit. Go ahead, Big Kevin. You got anything to say?
No, man, I'm just absorbing what everybody else is saying. I mean, yeah, pretty much. As far as with that Thunderbolt, is that similar to what they call like the love at first sight BGS or?
Yeah, that would be literally Romeo and Juliet for love at first sight.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay,
literally.
Oh,
I mean, that is it's a little bit more than that, but that is love at first sight.
Would you say that so adding on to what Big Kev is saying, would you say that's the highest ideal is two people feeling the Thunderbolt for each other?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Highest ideal as far as attraction, yeah, because it doesn't care about anything else. She can be poor. In fact, those actually the most disruptive relationships because it's not built on anything else, just raw attraction. Just like Jada gives him all kind of hell, okay, because he probably shouldn't be with her.
I've seen,
he can't help himself.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like certain clips about that, and they've done some psychoanalysis about Jada. And they said, and from what they can tell, she is a classic NPD. And I'm like, look at this shit. And I'm like, wow, because I ain't gonna lie. I was involved with somebody here about over a decade ago. And I just came to terms with the fact that, yeah, this person was an NPD.
Right.
Because when I was clear, because BGS, you know what the hell is wrong with me. So, you know, and I track them and I track NPDs somehow and sociopaths. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you talk their language.
Hysterical and true.
No, I mean, no, that's not. No, it's true. Z, it's true.
Yeah, but I said no. I said hysterical and true.
Oh,
yeah.
It's more painful than hysterical, but yeah, but
you understand.
Pain can be funny sometimes.
But you understand them though. That's
I understand what they are, why they are, and it traumatizes me because it is very parasitic or predatory.
Yes.
So when I see that shit, I'm like, whoa.
So why do you get involved? You know the signs. Why you get involved with them?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't realize about this shit until like about these disorders until like what, about 2016. So I didn't know what it was, what those such individuals were. It was only once I was able to detox myself of emotionally that I really come to terms with what it was. And afterwards, I learned to avoid such individuals. Because I've interacted with so many, not just in a relationship wise, but people at work, individuals I've come across paths with in my past and everything. I realized, okay,
like criminals recognize each other, right?
Criminals,
criminals, victims, people recognize the
That's
same.
why they say stuff like you can out thief a thief or anything.
Yeah, in other words, you recognize each other. Oh, I know who you are because you are that person. You know,
you are that nature. So that's why I learned to like walk away.
In other words, what game recognize game is.
Yep.
Something like that.
Game recognize game, granddaddy.
They tell by how you walk, how you present yourself, how you talk. I said, okay, I know who he is.
Oh yeah, the way you look in that person's eyes.
He's like, yeah, you can do that too.
Funny,
I mean, I've met those of my own ilk. When I met one person who's of my ilk, and when she revealed to me that she is a BPD like myself, I said, okay. So immediately I just looked at her and said, "What are you comorbid with?" And that's when she realized, okay, you are what I am. Because a lot of us don't think we're alone. We don't realize there are others like us.
When I see
that's the thing of traumatized empaths. Go ahead, BZ.
No, my apologies, man. Because when you were speaking, I was thinking, when I see us and people that remember Mad TV, you already know where I'm going. When I see us as human beings, all I think about in our connection is lower expectations.
Oh my God!
If y'all remember that, it was a segment of like weirdos like online dating.
That's the genius of the Wayans brothers. That shit was genius, bro.
No, that's in color. That's in living color. He said Mad TV.
TV.
But like lower.
Oh, okay, Mad TV, Mad TV.
If y'all remember the segment "Lower Expectations" on Mad TV,
I do.
Which, by the way, I haven't really. Well, I did YouTube.
Who wrote Mad TV
years ago? But let me get this out real quick. The thing that it stuck with me as a kid. as a kid, when I saw it, I was like, this is weird and real. Like I remember studying how people walk in different couples and thinking lower expectations before I even watched those segments on Mad TV to even really put a real thought to what I was actually thinking. It was, like a loose thought, one of those things that just come and go. But then when I saw those segments as a kid, I was like, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people that are just trying to fit with who they could fit with, right? And I think that's okay. I think what's going on now, and you could couch this with everything BGS has said, plus all the isms. Y'all know me and my isms. Capitalism, neoliberalism, consumerism, materialism, blah blah blah, etc., etc. I think all of that makes everyday regular people say, you know what? I don't want an everyday regular person. I want somebody to represent a status that I don't have, and I'm probably never gonna get. And so you spend so much of your time chasing after that ideal, and you miss all the opportunities to build a life with someone who's on your level, maybe a smidge under, a smidge over, and y'all build something together, and then you can have something in 20 years. But you're so busy chasing after the star in the sky that you miss all those opportunities, and then you mad at the world and looking like what's her face? The compromise for who? For what? What is it?
Eartha Kitt.
Yeah. You looking like Eartha Kitt when you die, exactly, and you looking like Eartha Kitt. Yeah. I know, but she was married 3 times, but still, many BGS, my age group, many of these women are gonna die, no kids, not married though.
Yeah, well, they've never been trained for a role. Okay, they've been trained to have a partner. Partners are hard.
But is it that serious? Like, maybe I'm naive.
I would argue it is. I would say so.
Maybe I'm naive to this. Go ahead, because maybe it's because I'm from the lowest. I'm from the lowest economic shit. I'm from the lowest of the low. Right. So
even the project dudes and the Pookies and Ravens have the same
in my
problem.
projects. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's like it was really happened to me. I earn more than everybody in my environment that I come from. I don't even be around them no more.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't go, because as soon as I go down there, I'm like a resource.
Yeah, you are. You're marked.
You feel me? So I don't even, like, now I live in I'm just about to leave I don't even, there's no point for me to go there no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My especially my mother died. And it's like there's no reason for me to go there.
Yeah.
So I've never thought about it. Yeah. I've never thought about it in terms of levels, and because I do okay for myself, but I've never thought like I'm better than nobody. Like, I don't know, that's weird.
Let me read this super chat real quick for you. Shout out to Adrian. He sends me emails all the time. Thank you for all of you. By the way, side note, thank you for everybody that send me emails, including you, AB. Y'all keep me up to date on stuff, and I do check my emails. I want to make a side note to my side note. Toya sent me like one of the sweetest emails ever the other day. Shout out to you, Toya. Pretty much just thanking me for being the person that I am. And I let my lady read it, and we're like, oh, one of those, oh. So, and Adrian says,
is that what you said?
No, really, my girl said that. But Adrian Thomas says, paying my BGS union dues for turning Switzerland into East Ukraine. So what happened on our New Style channel?
Oh, when I cussed out Mel? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
You cussed out Mel? Oh, what happened?
What happened?
And sometimes you get tired of people just screaming at you because they think they can. They think that you want to scream back. It's about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
He wanted
Adrian said, "I never forget." Go ahead.
He wanted to get a point across, but he was losing his point, so he started screaming.
Oh, okay. He got flustered.
Back. And he got flustered. Then he started wanting to pick a fight and calling names. So I called names too.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I can see how that shit goes, because like what is it, like there's like this other YouTuber who I kick it with. There's a couple of YouTubers like I'm at. My brother named What I See, and I remember he was like checking out some shit. So when I got on, I just like had to holler at him, say, "Yo, my man, what's going on?" Instead of just trying to raise it, I try to de-escalate that situation, trying to like go like, "What's the point you're trying to say?" And I understood he got flustered, but I was like, "Yo, you good?" I was like, "I'm all right."
Yeah,
and
I was letting people know that that even in the comment section, people try to troll me.
True.
I troll them back. They can't handle it. Okay.
Fair enough.
I
You
can
give
troll
as
it,
much
just
you
don't do it.
take.
Yeah.
You
I
can
just
give
don't
as you
do it.
take.
They expect me to be on my best behavior. I said, I don't have
all
to
the
be.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're not human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say, yeah, that's something that I find interesting as well. It's like, why do people think just because somebody's intelligent mean that like they can't roast you? You know,
Yeah.
that's
They think
that's the reason.
intelligent and square is the same thing.
Or I think that's the reason why a lot of people believe it or not, that's the reason why a lot of people don't they try to avoid interacting with if you guys know a hardcore Tito, like a General Tito, man, because
Mhm.
that dude, you know what I mean, he comes from a street background.
Mhm.
He can tell you from firsthand experience, you know, like because he talked about, you know, being gang affiliated. He's talked about being falsely accused because he went to jail twice over two women who basically lied about, you know, being victimized by him. Like, and the guy's incredibly sharp, man. And the thing about it, like you said, is that he will roast the hell out of you and will not apologize. And I think that's part of the reason why they consider a lot of the space so-called quote unquote misogynist is because, especially if you're like a woman, if you're a so-called black woman, if you have a severe physical flaw or you have like extreme deep-seated character flaw, you will get roasted and dudes will not apologize. Like, it's like roast me. I don't know if you ever saw roast me on all that digital on YouTube.
Oh, that shit.
I've seen
fire.
that.
Yeah,
it's
that's what it's like.
fire.
But like, dudes are like not apologizing. It's not gonna be some, oh, you know, I'm sorry I said it. No, it's like, nah.
Don't bring your ass up in here, Cupcake.
This is the problem.
Exactly.
With this issue, BGS and Big Kev. This is my issue. We're black. We play the dozens. We rip each other to shreds with the dozens.
Right.
One of my biggest issues with black women is then they start getting their feelings and they start running to white folks. No, you on it too. You say weird and wild shit too. But now you got your little feelings hurt and you're going to run to Mr. White Zaddy.
Where do you think we learn it from? We don't learn it from each other. We learn it from our mamas.
Yeah.
First thing to tell you ain't shit is your mama.
Damn. Well, yeah.
Oh, true.
Well, I mean, hey, yeah, would be, you know, it's unfortunate, you know, but yeah, like, yeah, like you said, you know, if you're gonna roast somebody, expect to get roasted back. You know,
I don't
that's
know why
just
people don't think it's coming. That's my point. Why don't they think it's coming? How am I going to talk reckless to BGS and don't think there's going to be a response, or to you,
like,
or to anyone?
I'm like a big dude. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I'm a big dude. You know what I mean? So because of that, I can't be surprised.
So Big Kev said he's Mike Tyson. Okay, go ahead.
No. No, I'm saying is that, you know, because I'm a big dude, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a fat dude, at least right now, I can't get mad at somebody.
Wait a minute, how tall, how much you weigh?
I don't know.
That's not what we focused on. Keep going.
Yeah,
you said you're a big dude. I'm trying to get the
name it.
Let it flow.
Not right now.
Yeah, I was about to say not right now. But yeah, like I can't get mad if somebody makes fat jokes about me because it's like, well, I mean, are they lying? You know, so because of that, it's like think of like what Patrice O'Neal did. You know what I mean? Like shout out to Patrice O'Neal. You know,
I dare you to call
power.
Patrice O'Neal fat and see what happens afterward.
Exactly. Like he gonna be like, okay, and you know what I mean?
Flame your ass.
Exactly.
He was like 6'4", 6'5". He was between 350, 400 pounds.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how big he was, Patrice. As high as he was, like close, he was pushing 400.
He was 400. He wasn't 350. He was 400.
He was pushing.
You don't understand how bad I wanted to see a Patrice O'Neal and Corey Holcomb roast back each other.
Oh, bro, that would be epic.
See that, I would have paid to see it because I've seen Corey Holcomb live twice, and I'm like, God, why did you have to take Patrice O'Neal? Because I was a kid when I was too young when he passed. I was still in my early 20s. I would have loved to see a Patrice O'Neal stand up and see Patrice and Corey, like, you know, lightly go back and forth with each other. That would have been absolute fire. And they were cool. They were cool people. So
they were
it probably was never gonna happen. But man, I would have loved to see that shit.
It was like you know, Patrice was like, if you ever watched Elephant in the Room.
Yeah.
Because he talked to he quietly explained that he was coming to terms with his own mortality because he knew he was not going to be, he was not long for this world.
Yeah,
he was going to be gone soon because, you know, because remember, he had type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, hypertension. You know, he was a time bomb. He was going to go off one way, and he had the stroke. And
I
he
would
couldn't
have
feel his
loved
legs.
to hear what he had to say about the Black Manosphere. I would have loved to hear what he had to say about the current environment, social media, because when he passed, it was still it was in its infancy. That's a lie. It was, well, you could argue it still is. But it wasn't what it is now. We were still like borderline MySpace, Facebook, like when Facebook
Yeah.
was heavy days. So he
Mm.
passed too. I would have. There's people I would have loved to hear speak. I would have loved to hear what George Carlin had to say about what's going on, and Patrice O'Neill and what he had to say about what's going on. Those are the two people I would love to hear their commentary about what's going on in this space right now. But let me read this comment real quick. Adrian Thomas says, "Mr. Z, BGS. I'm talking about gynocracy versus white supremacy argument 2 days ago." So that's what he's speaking about, BGS.
Okay. All right. Oh, talking about the yeah, I remember about me
Yeah.
and DC going back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I left
Yeah,
the
man.
panel early because I had work to do, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I was about to say, yeah, like I noticed, yeah, like you were on two panels at the same time on Art New Stalls and like a Chaos Reigns panel, but
Well, I don't know how I was on Chaos Reigns panel at the same time as North.
no, I mean like we were talking about like Amiri, like I don't know if it was like you were like live streaming at the same time, but anyways, yeah, like I was listening to that, man, and it's just so frustrating because it's like because I didn't like how he kept trying to like over talk you.
Yeah.
And my thing is this: it's like if what you're saying, if he's quote unquote so wrong, why is it that it's so hard for them to be able to prove what they're saying? Because again, in order for them to make if what they're saying is true, if dudes just basically just magically said, you know what, fatherhood is overrated, and they just walked away from their families entirely, why is there so much evidence, such as the CDC studies, such as all this other stuff coming out that contradicts that claim?
Yeah.
If so-called black men are just failed patriarchs who never even tried in the first place, it's like, why is there so much of an effort to keep us in a compromised position?
Let me do it. Before you go, I want BGS to go first because I want him to give the more measured, mature, senior answer, and then I want to come in with the jokes and the bullshit and joking. Go ahead, BGS.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Really, one, they're trying to sell a narrative. Okay. And they make money from the narrative. And two, the narrative's popular, even amongst the academics, right? They hide shit, sins of omission, because eyeballs bring money. Okay, victimization brings money. A lot of white and black women actually have their nonprofits built off of victimization, right? If black men who are the most victimized or is proven actually gets widely known, guess what happened? The money's gonna flow that way. Okay, and plus the secondary thing is that black women especially, still want to be in power. They don't want to give up power. That's why I showed that video from the 70s. Black women have always been in power over their men, right? They don't want to give that up.
Because we gotta get what we could get. Go ahead.
Well, yes and no, because it's more like a proxy power, where it's like it's not like a true.
It's still power, right?
Right. But like I say, it's a petty power. What's called petty power.
Power is still power.
Power is power.
Still power.
Yep.
Okay.
I will say this to back up BGS. I think. Okay, so what we're dealing with is a group of people that got to run the yard with the conversation. And Obsidian said this, and I was so glad he said this shit because I've been saying this too. So I'm being backed up by one of the founding members. They got to run the yard with the conversation over the past few decades. And so they won the culture war. So y'all heard me say this on Dr. T's show channel. They won the culture war debate back and forth with black men. But the internet happened, and it democratized the town square. And it allowed for us to have a voice and usurp and go around the big mics that white supremacy was giving to them to talk. The gatekeepers. Exactly. And so now they're scrambling. Then the worst thing ever happened to them. Dr. Tommy Curry, and then being backed up by Richard Reeves.
Oh
and then
yes.
being acted by
Yeah.
Scott Galloway. And so what's happening now is the walls are closing in on them, and you have people like Richard Reeves, a very renowned researcher, calling Kimberly Crenshaw out on using intersectionality to backdoor her way and flip the whole power structure upside down to make
They
black women the power with using victimization. Going to what
they,
BGS
they
was
have
saying.
to they
Go ahead.
have to be, because the environment has changed, right? It's
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
us, okay? They don't
Yeah.
give a shit about black men.
Yeah.
Let's be
Agreed.
Of
honest,
course
right?
not.
Agreed.
The thing is
It's about
happening
the
to white.
nation.
No, it's the world. Okay,
Yeah. Oh,
Chinese,
yeah.
Koreans, Japanese, Europeans, us, right?
Mm-hmm.
To all men, the pendulum has swung too far the other way.
Like, share, subscribe. Y'all got BGS on here. Hit the super chat. Go ahead, BGS.
Yeah, so that's why they're coming in. They're not coming in to save us. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's how come they arrested Andrew Tate. He's affecting white boys
Yep.
and
Yeah.
European Muslims, right?
Yeah.
He's affecting
Oh
them.
yeah.
They got to keep his
So
message outside of the outside the school system. They have to keep these boys inside the matrix.
how long do we have?
Well, yeah, like you said, it's almost ironic. If you guys ever get a chance, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this thing called the Misandry bubble. It was like 2 online essays called like the Misandry bubble. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard of that.
No.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, if you were to Google it right now, it's by this author called Imran Khan. He kind of
Okay.
talks about this, how basically what's happened is that the cost of the misandry and the man hate has, or should I say, the cost of the misandry and the man hate has basically gone so out of control that it's basically become, on the back end, over the long term, unprofitable to basically demonize men, because what he talked about was things such as tax-based erosion, expatriation, international dating and stuff like that.
It's worse than that.
Basically, yeah, exactly, yeah,
Yeah, it's worse than that.
yeah.
Basically,
Mhm.
what happens when Chinese call it laying flat, right? What happens when young men are no longer interested in actually holding up to society? What happens? It falls apart, right? It's
Completely.
taxes, all that kind of stuff don't mean a squat if people don't participate. Guys don't want to go out there and make families and support children or support industries or being consumers. It's gonna fall on its face.
So this is my question to you, BGS, and the rest of the panel. I
Mhm.
actually want the rest of the panel to answer before BGS because I don't want him to nuke the shit before we answer.
Okay.
So do we think that the women understand how much they've been bolstered by the system? Not just black women, but women in general. And let's start with AB, then Black Uru. I said Black Uru. Then Better You. Then Lionel. Actually, you know what? Let's start with the person that asked for this first. So let's start with Big Kev and then AB, and then we'll go across, and BGS will be last. So go ahead, Big Kev, and then AB.
Yes and no,
Mhm.
because yes, they understand on a primal level that they need men, but no,
No, but I'm
because
talking
they
about a
don't.
systemic level. Like the system is bolstering them to air quotes and not need men.
Yes and no, because again, it's like because they know that they can utilize the system to kind of keep, especially working class men, especially working class brothers, in a compromised position, but also no, because they don't realize how codependent they are on the very petty privilege that they try to lord over us. You know what I mean? Because basically, again, it's again, like what BGS is saying. And I would use it as a comparative example. I would compare it to going back to the Austin Hollerman situation. Basically, if misandry was like a bomb, it's like a nuke that's been dropped in basically in the so-called black community. It's basically ground zero. We're like the fireball with the crater, you know what I mean? And what the other men, what other so-called Western men are experiencing is basically the radioactive fallout of it. You know, we got the worst of it, but now it's starting to basically, the winds have carried it over there to their
The
communities, and so
radiation
because
is yep.
and so now they got to do something to try to contain the contamination, so to speak, because they don't want to be dying from radioactive poisoning.
Yep.
But again, what a BGS was saying, is like they wouldn't have had this problem if they would have never tried to drop the nuke in the first place, the metaphorical nuke, so to speak. If they didn't try to push all these misandrous laws to try to undermine our communities primarily in the first place, they wouldn't have had to worry about long-term their communities being affected as well. Again, that's pretty much the argument that Frederick Douglass made when he made this speech called What the Black Man Wants in 1865. It's like, listen, the best thing you could do to solve the race problem is to leave hardworking, productive so-called Black folks alone. You know, just leave us alone. Don't try to make any policies that try to help us or hurt us. And yeah, that's how you solve the race problem. But they didn't listen. They wanted to, assert their authority over us. And
You said
now,
1865, right?
yeah, you can go.
So
Yeah,
you're talking about 158 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So damn near more than a century and a half.
Mhm.
160 years, give or take.
Exactly.
Isn't that around the time the man in the house rule came about?
I'm not sure. That would be a BGS question.
The man in the house rule was actually built into the AFDC because it's actually meant for widows and orphans, right?
Yeah.
And originally it was supposed to be for widows, okay. But since the depression and men actually abandoned their families, especially white men, they allowed abandonment. So the man
Listen
in
here,
house rule,
BGS.
go ahead.
I need you to put that Corvette back in the garage.
Okay.
I said we're waiting
Okay.
for you later, right?
Okay. All right.
Put that back. Put that Corvette with the 1,500 horsepower back in the garage. We're
Okay.
gonna let everybody go first.
Okay. All right.
That's the question again.
Scorch earth everything.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the question
That's
again.
all
Z?
you got. So the question is, do women, particularly Black women, but women in general, fully grasp and understand how much they're being bolstered by the system? So do Black, in particular Black women, but women in general in America, do they understand and fully appreciate how much their achievements? And yet, let me be clear and let me give this side note. I know hardworking Black women. I know Black women, including my own sisters, particularly my younger sister, that have bust their ass in law school, right? So like, we're not saying they're not working hard, but do they fully understand how much even the opportunity to go to law school was built off of the backs of mainly Black men, right? You get what I'm saying? So, and that's the question. So, Big Kev gave his answer. So we're going to go to AB, Better You, and then we're going to snake our way around. So go ahead, AB.
My answer is I'm kind of a Kev, yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, especially a lot of white women, know how the game is played.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be fair. Some Black women know how the game is played, but not. Well, a lot of them probably know, but I think some of them don't. Honestly, don't. They just have no clue.
I would agree with that. Thank you, AB.
It's a mixed
I
bag.
do think it's a yes and no also. I kind of lean to that also. All right, Better You, you're next up. Oh, actually, let me read this first. So Greg, thank you for the super chat. Greg says, Mr. Z, BGS in effect, more eternal. Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right, go ahead, Better You.
I would say that the majority are oblivious to a certain policy and systemic factors that contribute to it. One of the things, like we were talking about even the other day, like the makeup of the education system. I know this has been something that Dr. T talked about a lot, but when you have 90% of anything and you send something into it that is not that, even with the best of intentions, that environment, it can be hostile.
Even that 10%.
Yeah, it can be hostile. And when you talk about what's not that 10%, it ain't like the 10% is just us. It's everybody else.
True.
It's that breakdown of other. And when you talk about certain things like certain social ideologies such as feminism, the poison pill that was put in, I believe it was the Civil Rights Act of 1964 that established the different categories, which created a double minority category for Black women on the basis of them being Black and also women. But that was done to basically give those privileges to white women. And when you marry that with the feminism, basically white women talk that talk, but they go home to their husband. Black women, most of them really truly believe that they are meritoriously completely decimating, out competing their men.
I love to say that again. They think it's merit. They think it's merit. Jesus, go ahead, keep going. I'm cutting you off. Keep going.
No, you're 100% right. They think it's a merit is out competing,
Mm-hmm.
and they are oblivious to all of these factors in totality. It's like, yeah, I might know about this, but it's like, if you know one or two things, it really doesn't seem like a big deal. But when you see the whole big mechanism for what it is, it's like when you see all the gears that makes the clock tick. Like one or two gears, not that impressive. When you see all 1,000 of them moving all together, it's like, well, goddamn.
Yeah. Let me get these out before we continue. Give me 1 second because I'm using my phone to like check stuff and do stuff on the side, and just typing with my phone is a whole lot easier. Millennial over here. Let's see. So
You're
Irv,
solid.
thank you. Thank you for the Cash App to Irv, and to Aquateki. Thank you for the Cash App also. All right, you guys. And thank you, Better You, for your answer. All right, Nema, you're next. Even though you're not American, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. So go ahead.
Well, honestly, there's a lot of nuances that are and overlap that people are not considering when it comes to this kind of discussions. Just add a little bit to what everybody else said, because a lot of people still think this is a meritocracy, but
Shout
it
out to
isn't.
conservatives.
It isn't.
I'm being petty. Go ahead.
No. It's okay to be petty, because I remember watching a documentary in the UK about the UK and the job market, and they showed that a lot of certain positions isn't going to the people who are best qualified for it.
Is it a DW documentary where they speak about those internships that only wealthy or rich people can afford because their parents will pay while they work the internship, making no money?
It's not just that. It's also it's kind of like, like how many people who worked in Goldman Sachs were only hired because their parents and grandparents happened to have worked there before, and somebody made a couple of phone calls.
So it's not just generational wealth; it's generational income, is what you're talking about.
Generation, employment,
it's
things like
double.
that.
Okay, well, there go connections. There you go. Keep going.
Connections, because there's a thing called people net, because we all have like what we call a social network.
True.
Or people network. I mean, like take and I understand, like, growing up where I grew up, whereas in the Middle East, back home in Eritrea.
Pause for the cause namer. Y'all get that person out of here, please. My peoples, do y'all job, please. Thank you and very much. All right, go ahead, Namer.
But like I said, it's like, it's like I've seen it with my own eyes that, it's not always what you know, but it's not what you know, but who you know. And some people do not understand it, especially women. I mean, that's why I like it. I mean, especially like white women who graduate, whatnot, especially from well-off families, they always rely on daddy. Black women, I don't think they understand it. There's like a level of cognitive dissonance. There's a level of hubris and disconnect. But there's a lot more to it than some people think. And some people don't. And there's also a level of denial and cognitive dissonance involved.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and I think even though you're fucking like in Europe, in Norway, Northern Europe, you can see that there's no way. I agree with everyone that's saying both, and right, pretty much it's both, because I do think that to a certain level they understand that the system is bolstering them, but I think they don't fully grasp how much. And I think this is when it gets frightening. I think the more they know, the more they fight for it to continue to be the same, because of fear that, will I be able to compete on this level with the men without the bolstering? And I'll pause right there with my answer. Let me read this super chat, and then we'll continue with Lion. And Detroit, thank you very much for the super chat. And he says, Michi X is live right now, addressing the manosphere. LOL, especially O'Shea. Make sure you mute up. And thank you very much, Detroit, for that. And go ahead, Lion. Do you need you?
Oh, he got bounced. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, I think he lost his connection. He'll be back. Yeah, he'll be back. Detroit 313. Detroit 313 $10 said Michi X is live right now addressing the manosphere. LOL, especially O'Shea. Oh, we're hot right now. We're hot. We're hot. We're hot. Okay.
Everybody wants a piece.
Everybody want to get that money. Okay. Spread it. Spread the name. Just spell our name right, Michi. That's all.
And, to answer the question, I think it's a bit of yes and no, but for a different reason. I think they know, they just don't care. I think Kevin, shout out to Kevin, RIP to Kevin. Kevin proved that they know, they just don't care. I remember when Kevin was talking to this one female, and he brought up the scenario. He was like, so say all the men banish, and it's just you and the women. Where are you going to get your water?
And you remember what homegirl said? I'm gonna go to the ocean.
I'm gonna go to the ocean. He's like, I'm gonna go to the ocean. I'm gonna go to the beach. I'm gonna go to the ocean.
And,
He was like,
and you know, I'm sorry, Lyle, because I gotta walk
Yeah.
people through this. Kevin really said that, really let her go on, and let me tell y'all, Kevin could have been even harsher than he was. He walked her through it. Okay, you're gonna go to the ocean. All right, what about the water? You know, the water got salted in.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go boil it. Or how you gonna capture the water
How you
from
gonna
the
capture
salt?
water?
And
With
y'all
salt.
don't understand. I've never taken any science class like that. When I was in college, I didn't. And the first thing that came to my mind when she said it was like, "But how you gonna capture the water though?" And so when Kevin said it, I'm in my house like clapping like, bro, oh my God, you're an adult. You're older than me. Oh my God. Oh, you know when you're like, oh, this is frightening.
I said,
Right?
I mean,
Go
when
ahead,
she
Line.
said,
Go ahead. I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
You good? When she said she was going to the ocean, the first thing I said, why the fuck would you go there?
Where everybody's going.
Where would you? Why?
All
Why?
the women go to the beach.
It was not drinkable water. Yeah, that's why. So why you go there?
But yeah, I think they know, they just don't care until it starts to affect them personally. Until it really starts to affect them. Like case in point, like you shared that article about like more single women are buying up homes.
Yep.
Homes. But you know that comment I said that like 24% of people can't even pay their college loans in full.
Let alone pay a damn mortgage.
The average house in U.S. is $428,000. Why in God's name you can't pay back $28K? Why would over $400,000 be a good investment?
Yeah.
And how are you gonna be? And if men keep dropping out, how are you gonna build the homes?
But to me,
So don't be surprised about that if you see, just like with the evictions, you see, women get foreclosed on the most in like about 10 years.
I know how much.
I read the article.
Keep going.
Single women get foreclosed on more than single men.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the banks already came out and said that they're preparing for the next 2 years for a bunch of single women. Why do you think they're building all these apartments? Oops, did I say that out loud?
219%. Foreclosures went up 219% in the first half of last year.
Oh wow.
So let's address some things, right? And something I said earlier, I wanna say it again. The elite white people said, "Screw y'all not gonna own houses no more." It's something that BGS said, and he says often, here or there, and I don't know how many people catch it. If you still want a black community, you're gonna have to fight for it. If you still, and this is my inner lefties coming out right now. If you still want a democracy, if you still want to own some shit, if you still want, and this includes some of you conservatives, you're gonna have to go after that corporate class because it ain't the government. It's government capture. They already own that shit. So if you want to own a home, you're gonna have to fight against these companies that's buying them up and said, yeah, we're going to keep that on the renters market permanently, and we're gonna jack up the prices of all these homes. We're gonna suffocate you guys that are trying to buy homes, and we're gonna jack up the prices. That way we can buy whatever land, we can buy whatever home, and now you and your wife who only earn 75 grand together, 80 grand together, 90 grand together, you're competing against me with my multi-billion-dollar business for this $450,000 house. Have fun.
I was listening to because I still do. I have to take them in doses, but I was listening to Jason Black's video. He was talking about men make better financial choices, and I was listening to his monologue, and he was going through Zillow looking at houses through San Francisco. They were charging
that's impossible.
Almost 200 grand for mobile homes.
Yeah, and one of the most heartbreaking
200 grand for what?
I've ever seen.
Mobile homes in San Francisco.
Mobile homes, like a Winnebago and such.
Real quick.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
Line. No, nothing wrong with you. I'm the one actually cutting you off. My
You got
apologies.
it. Go. You got it, sir.
One of the most, bruh, I damn near dropped a tear watching this. There was a mini doc that I watched on YouTube, and the brother was working. He lived in a mobile home. He grew up in San Fran, right? And he was speaking about being priced out. And you saw just rows of mobile homes and tents and everything like that. And this is a working class brother. And I damn near dropped a tear thinking to myself, these are not losers. They just live in a city that priced them the hell out because that's where the tech industry is. And 24-year-olds coming from India are earning 150 a year. So what can this 30 something, 40 something $1,000 a year brother do to compete against that to buy a home? The city don't got no answers.
You got to
Right?
move.
So that's, and it goes to back to a documentary Jason Black, and I still haven't watched it yet. I'm being myself up about it. Jason Black put out years ago called Gentrified, where you're getting priced out the game. But I would argue it's not just black people, it's primarily black people because of our socioeconomic position, but we getting priced out the game, and then no one really have an answer except, well, just compete harder. My question always to, and once again, my inner lefty, I'm biased as fuck. I don't give a fuck. And I'm lit right now, so you already know. My answer to conservative brothers is how, and you even see it with Tucker Carlson. That's why BGS, not BGS, Green Gorilla covered the article where Tucker Carlson was even saying, like, if we let capitalism get too crazy, it's gonna eat, excuse me, it's gonna eat up everything. My question to the conservative brothers is, how bad does it have to get before you say, all right, this shit is gone too far? And even if for the conservative white people, how bad do you want the corporate sector to get before you say, I either literally or figuratively, some heads got to come off? I'm hoping more figuratively than literally, but still, some heads got to come off. And go ahead, Lion. I won't cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, but to your point, it's not just black people eating that shit. White dudes white dudes make up most of the homeless class too, especially out in San Francisco. Out in San Francisco, most of them are white dudes.
Well, yeah, and I just want to thank you, Lion. Respect what's going on, brother. Thank you, Lion. Lion, well, Lion's in the chat. Thank you, brother. Go ahead.
No problem.
yeah.
Excuse me, Lion. Give me Lion.
Yeah, it's yes and no to that question. I think they know, they just don't care.
Wait, neighbor, give it a second. Let me let BGS go in, and
okay,
and then you'll come out after, you can make your comment after BGS. All right, BGS. So we got everybody out the way. Now you come in with the nuke. Go ahead.
Be the garage door.
The thing is like, how do you explain water to fish?
Is water wet? BGS is when water is water wet.
You can't because they swim in it, right? Okay. They don't know that they're privileged. All they know is this is how they grew up. They don't understand it. This is the way things are. They expect that. So that's when they look at you. How come you can't do what I do? I'm doing it because this is the environment that I live in. How come you can't do it? They don't know because they've grown up this way. Water's wet. They don't know what water is. We swim it. What water? What's that? It's around you. I don't get it. That's what they will say. I don't get it. They're not aware of it until they get pulled out of it. Like COVID pulled them out of it, right? Because all of a sudden the water wasn't there anymore. They got pulled out on the dry land. Oh, I need to be in water. Oh, that's what water is. I need to go there. That's what keeps me alive. Now that you pull them out of it, now they're kind of aware. Oh, I had all this stuff is actually given to me, like privilege, money, safety net. Oh, that's not there anymore. Now they know what it is. They didn't know what it was before. And they're still trying to cope with it. That's like black women don't understand Michelle Obama and her disrespect toward Barack because it's normal to them. They don't get it.
They don't even see it as disrespect.
They don't. No, because that's normal. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's normal.
Bro.
My mama talked to my father like that. My aunt talked about my uncles like that. I talk to my boyfriends like I slap them upside the head.
Pause for the cause, BGS.
Go ahead.
You're talking. I want to say this because I needed to be more blatant than how you saying it because I need to say it.
Mm-hmm.
The first lady is speaking about the former first black president of the United States like she got to tolerate him.
Yes.
I want you to understand how egregious that is. We had a damn near borderline child as president before Barack, and you still don't hear Laura Bush talking crazy about George W. Bush.
Right.
You still don't got her talking crazy about him like that. And yet
Well,
the first lady is speaking about the first president of the Harvard Law Review and the first black president of the first black president of the Harvard Law Review and the first black president of the United States of America. Like she got to tolerate him. That's insane. Go ahead, BJS.
Hillary doesn't even do that, and God, Lord knows
Nope.
that.
And she got cheated on in public.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Lord knows that Bill has done a whole lot of shit, right? Hillary, Barack has done none of that stuff to embarrass her. Okay,
Ivanka and Trump.
You see what I'm saying?
Ivanka,
Ivanka.
Yeah.
Quiet as hell.
Yeah. That's what it shows you that.
Took the goddamn Chrissy to the White House. Go ahead.
Because it's normal to them. She doesn't even, she's not even aware of it. What are you talking about? That's just Barack.
Yeah.
I know how to push his buttons. I know how to make him mad. So what is that? Okay, he's the president, goddamn United States, not some dude that drives a bus. But she's unaware because it's normal to her. She doesn't get it. She don't want to get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing.
She has to.
Yeah. Same thing with privilege. Black women, white women, they expect it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty much.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, again, going back to the synergy bubble article, they basically said, male protection is like air. You don't realize how much you need it until you don't have it anymore.
You don't have it. Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to the Passport Bros and SYSBM. Go ahead, yo.
Yeah,
look at it this way.
That video BGS, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Well, about Michelle Obama, I was like, "Wow."
Yeah. And
Okay.
and Green Gorilla had a female guest on, right? We're actually talking
I still
about
haven't watched that video yet. Keep going.
Yeah, and we're talking about toward the end. We're actually talking about Michelle and Barack, right? And she says, "Well, what's wrong with what she said?" Okay, I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Of course you didn't.
He's the president of the United States. She said so.
Yeah, they're just being naive. Yeah, I was about to say.
No, they're not being naive.
They're not being naive. They really
don't get it.
They don't get it.
They don't want to get it.
No. No, Naima. They don't get it. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
They really don't.
This is something, namely, that you got to be in the. I'm sorry. This is
like
the U.S. to know.
Like when they took Justin to jail, right? He said, "What are you doing?" Okay, I ordered a cold red. What's wrong with that? What do you mean I got to go to jail? What's wrong with you? Yeah.
So let me read this real quick. Give me 1 second. Spademan says BGS tax. BGS tax, panel processing fee, and extra Popeyes Black and Ranch sauce change. Look, y'all, I don't go to Popeyes every day. My girl is looking at me right now. I don't go to Popeyes every day. I just go to Popeyes a lot. And I need to stop because this gut is real now. Right? Okay, we're gonna continue.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Yeah, I really do though. I really do. I got a problem.
Leave the biscuits alone, man.
And the biscuits taste good, but they thick as hell. I dare to eat the biscuits with no drink. I dare you. I dare you.
And without the honey packet.
No, you know what? I don't put nothing on my biscuits, BGS. I'm like weird. I don't.
You hate you. You hate you.
I really am. I don't put. And it's crazy because my girl puts stuff on biscuit and everything, right? Look at one of my coworkers calling me because he don't realize I don't work tonight. But yeah, so I gotta call him back.
This is Z.
But go ahead,
if I may.
Go ahead.
First of all, I forgot. Yeah, that's how we say hello. We always got it's the running gag. I can't forget the running gag here.
I keep that in mind. BGS. Disrespect is normal to black women.
Yes. Yes. In fact, disrespect.
And they don't even see it as disrespect.
Disrespect is air that they breathe, right? What do you think getting you told is about, man? You ever sit in a circle of any class that married, right? They always talk about their favorite thing is how they got their husband told that week. We had an argument. I got him told. Oh, she disrespected him, downed him. She won an argument. Okay, I got that nigga told. Okay, he thought this and third. I got him told. That's funny to them. That's fuel to them. That's normal.
It's like that clip you put out a few days ago. I own you, nigga.
I own you, nigga. Really, literally, they do. They think they do. That's how come they can't stand for passport bros to go overseas. We don't care about the white boys and Asian guys, but we own you. You got to come back.
Well, BGS, I understand what you're saying, but like, think of it again. It's just like when especially when so-called racist white men say, "Oh, I'm not being racist." Yeah, you do. You, like you said, you just don't care. You know, it's not that they don't know; it's that no, they know what they're doing. Like, don't ever fall for the lie that, oh, they're just these helpless victims that can't think. No, they know what they're doing. They just don't care.
I went to school with white kids from 4th grade on, man. Okay, sometimes they know, and sometimes it's just so normal to them they don't get it. Really, it's unconscious. It really is. And black women, I've been around black women. I got a group of. I'm in a gynocratic African protesto network, man. They don't get it. I know they don't get it. They don't get it.
Well,
You
well,
try to explain to them like, what are you talking about? That's regular. What are you talking about? What are you getting upset about?
I would say more so like this, BGS.
Mhm,
I would say
mhm,
more so like this. Okay,
mhm.
we're trying to hold on to ideas and beliefs that don't serve us because it's convenient. Think of
No,
it like that.
no,
But like
no,
if you because
no,
because
no.
again, when we're talking about stuff like, again, like these like what Dr. T was talking about, the gynoprotestantal family, we know it
Mhm.
doesn't work, but we hold
It
on to it because, again, because it's convenient.
it does work. The thing is, okay, um, if I shipped you to China and you try to change Chinese culture, how successful would you be?
You wouldn't be,
Why?
because you're heavily outnumbered.
That's one reason. Also, they got 5,000 years of history behind that shit, right?
Yeah.
How do you change that?
You don't.
You
You
don't.
don't. But
Exactly.
at least their culture is somewhat in line with
It has. You're missing.
natural biology.
You're missing the point. You're missing the
You're
point.
It's the history. The history is embedded in the culture.
Into the culture, right? It's what you learn, like Victor said. Give me the man at 7. Give me the boy at 7. I give you the man. Okay. You cannot erase your initial indoctrination into the culture. Cannot be erased.
Mm-hmm.
But can't be erased. You cannot be Chinese, no matter how hard you try, because you're American. Okay.
Right.
They have been indoctrinated. They learn that why do you think they separate the kids from the adults when they come over? Because they
Right.
want them to be American, right? Because if they don't, guess what? The adults will pass down their
love
culture.
America. Go ahead.
They will pass down their culture, where they came from, to those children, right? And those children will take 2 generations before that actually wears out, right? But if you cut off the kids and train the kids from the ground up to be American, they won't have that. What you initially train and how you initially socialize is how you're going to be for the rest of your life. You can adjust it, but you can't change it. That's culture. So you imagine 12, 13 generations being passed down from woman to woman, right? Okay. You can adjust it, but you can't change it.
Well, I would say I would say more so like this. What I'm saying is this: it's like, I get what you mean. Yeah, like you said, culture. There's just certain things where it's like almost like forward momentum. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, again, going back to like the misandry bubble. Again, it's like the problem with the culture is that the reason why there's so much of a disconnect is because you're trying to uphold a culture that goes against the natural biological programming of humans. So because of that, you're always going to have that conflict. Almost, again, going back to the Matrix example, what you call the glitch in the Matrix. You know what I mean? Like it's, and I think that's part of the reason why you see, again, why you see stuff like the passport bros and what.
Let me.
Before you answer that,
I'm trying to say,
go ahead.
I got to.
but yeah,
Big Kev,
hold on.
Are you saying that the black community is the glitch in the Matrix?
No, I'm saying as far as this response, like the male space and whatnot, this is like the glitch in the Matrix, because what it is that our unconscious mind knows that it's BS and it's trying to unconsciously reject it. Like you're
okay. What has really caused this, right? Especially the last 20 years, it's called choice, right?
Exactly.
Hold on a second. What did the architect says? The problem was what? Choice, right?
Choice. Yep.
Okay. The thing is, once you start giving black men a choice, like different kinds of women, right?
Right.
Okay? That's what started to change it. Okay, I ain't got to mess with you. Okay,
exactly.
Black women are still on that shit. Black men aren't. That's the
shout
difference.
out to Big Sean. Go ahead.
But going back to what I'm saying about like unconsciously, again, like again, going back to
Wait,
the
Big
whole
Kev,
how.
wait, Big Kev, wait. I'm sorry. I got to do two things.
Go ahead.
First, I'm sorry for cutting you off, Big Kev. There's a reason why I'm doing this. Mr. Me Too, support black male media. True. And hold up, Fat Poppy. Wait a minute, player. Wait a minute. We will not be doing Lupita slander here because Lupita is fine as hell.
She is fine. She is fine.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Lupita is so fine that everybody acknowledges that she's fine. The Asians acknowledge that she's fine. The black dudes acknowledge that she's fine. The white people acknowledge that she's fine. She's fine.
Don't be disrespecting no Kanye.
Right? Don't be disrespecting Lupita in the comments, please and thank you.
I think Bria Miles looks better anyway, but
no, she really does look. She does.
She does.
That's a good debate. That's a good debate.
But
that's a good debate.
Lupita has a better face.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna be disrespecting Lupita and her fine ass in this comment section. Thank you very much. Continue.
But again, going back to what I'm saying, as far as like your unconscious mind rejecting it, right? Okay, so
by the way, I'm joking, Fat Poppy. I'm only halfway joking, but go ahead.
Yeah, so many non-black men and many non-white women are basically trained to put Western white women up on a pedestal. You know what I mean? And so based off of obviously kind of. I'm not saying 100% of them, but I'm saying like that's like the general,
Okay.
The thing that's pushed.
You're going somewhere with this. I understand the point.
I'm saying like based off, but I'm saying based off of
the BGS did to DC the other night. Go ahead.
Hold on, but I'm saying based off of that programming, right? Because many of us were shown and programmed to put white women on a pedestal, right?
Okay.
By that logic, so-called black men are quote unquote supposed to, according to the indoctrination, we're supposed to see white women as superior. But not only does the opposite not does that not happen, but it's in fact it's the exact opposite. We treat them like they're normal.
Why do you think that is? Because white women to black men, especially in America, are what?
Dangerous. Well, that part too.
Exactly dangerous, but then not only that is because
no, don't get past that point, right? Black men are afraid of white women for the most part, right? You don't want to date them. You're afraid of them.
Not really afraid, but it's more like indifferent. Yeah, some of that is true, but some of that is true, but also too is
if I put you in an elevator with a screaming white woman, what are you gonna do?
Jump off the next floor.
Why?
Yeah, I'll be weirded out
because my life is in danger.
My life is in danger. They're dangerous, and you know it.
Yeah, but that's what a screaming woman. Period. But
no. Okay,
well, Big Kev is partially right, BJ. With any screaming woman, because I'm a black man. But you're right. In particular, a white woman. I'm running.
But I'm saying,
okay, that's I've been around white women all my life, man. They're dangerous to black men. That's like they're not attractive to black men. Okay, they're dangerous. Okay.
Well, not even so much that, but. I was trying to say not only that in some cases, but also too because many of us, but I'm saying like many of us also see them as kind of like plain Janes, and the thing about it is that unconsciously,
I think that's true too.
Yeah, but I don't want to lose my train of thought. But anyways,
if they were accessible to you the same way they are to white guys, Asian guys. And Latino guys, you would probably choose them, but think we have a different history with white women than they do.
I think, I'm saying is that yes and no, BGS, but what I'm saying is that this, like many of us see.
Who's your first teacher? Who's your first teacher?
Well,
your mom, right?
First teacher.
Who's your first teacher? Your mother, right? What did she say about you and white women?
Oh, you better stay away from them.
In other words, white women are ugly. Stay away from their danger, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's where you first learn it. Okay, that's where you learn that from.
Right.
How you gonna put them on a pedestal?
Oh no, I'm saying I'm saying is that no. What I'm saying, BGS, is this: is that after Loving versus Virginia, whatnot, after desegregation, took place, right? We got a chance to basically interact with them up close and personal. Okay. And what many of us came to the conclusion of is that, most of y'all are really plain Janes. And in fact, some of y'all are low-key will lie and try to get us in trouble. So because of that, unconsciously, that's us being a glitch in the matrix because unconsciously we're rejecting the programming. See,
Not
hypothetically,
hey, stop with the Bible, right? 90% of the time, when a black guy and a white guy woman gets together, who approaches who? Is it the black guy approaching the white woman, or the reverse?
the reverse, yeah.
White women have to prove to you that they're not dangerous before you actually accept them. 90% of the time, okay?
Right.
Don't get past that. You're trying to overtalk what the reality on the ground is.
Oh no, I'm not saying that.
No,
I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I'm not saying you're not correct.
Kev, don't matter about the theory, right? The experiment says that you're wrong.
Y'all give me 1 second because this thing needs to charge. I don't know what's going on. It told me 10% battery. We gotta find out. Oh, it's not plugged. Duh. I'm over here like, wait a minute, emergency. But no, it's just
This is
that's when
you ain't shit.
When you're trying to run a stream on your phone, Negro.
No, not on my phone. On my girl's laptop. Yeah, my girl's laptop.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I was about to.
Just a moment, Kev. If I may. I'm sorry to interrupt. Mr. Z, you're using your girl's laptop?
Yeah, I never lied about that.
You know what you fucked up. Yeah, here's the problem. This motherfucker fucked up because he's too Android to work on no iOS shit.
You already know this.
You see, we had this shit happen last time.
Oh,
but Kev, as you were saying, go ahead.
I note for everybody: don't be surprised if tomorrow morning I make a stream going in on Paris because she got a stream going on right now talking about us being salty. Shout out to Dead Set. You know I can't let it go. I can't let it go. Dead Set.
Just send us the link. We go.
Salty about what?
She got 2 failed marriages with 2 men of 2 different races.
No, that's not her. But let me just say
about
this:
what?
Just because you want a good tennis player, okay?
No,
don't
exactly.
blame us.
F that B forever, bro. F her forever. And we can continue.
Yeah.
Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. Like, I'm not saying that you're not correct in some aspects, BGS, especially with the older men. But I'm saying, like, as far as with say guys that are like around Charles' age and younger, okay.
So 40 and younger, 41.
Exactly, 40 and younger. Again, it's like we understand that to some degree, but for the most part, it's the fact that we don't see them as special. Like physically speaking, we don't see like nothing stands out to them. So because nothing stands,
we just went over that. Who's your first teacher?
Black women.
Black women. Yeah. What did black women do? How do black women train you to see white women? As ugly, as stringy haired, as a non mate, right?
Right.
Okay.
But I'm saying,
even though they do the opposite, but then how do they train you?
I'm a bit afraid of sticking my big toe into this because of my background. Because I know where Big Kev is. I see what he's saying because we, as a 36-year-old, we were socialized like it's. We acknowledge them like a pretty white girl is a pretty white girl, but for the most part, an average white, if she's just there, she's blah, right? So it's not. There's nothing.
There's nothing special.
In other words, we ain't Lionel Richie, is what we say in BGS. Put it down.
No, even Lionel Richie.
We're not Lionel Richie. We're not OJ Simpson. Is what I'm saying.
There's nothing special about her because there's a negative to her because there's a negative cost to actually being with her.
I see what you're saying.
Why would you put her on put her on a pedestal?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you're saying like if you mean in the sense of like we don't see them as status symbols, that's what I'm trying to get to. Like we don't see them for the most part as a status symbol.
13 minutes, everybody. I'm trying to be out of here by 3:10. And that's we stop here, and I'm trying to eat. But go ahead, yo.
Yeah, but that's part of the reason why there's so much negative controversy again. With guys like Austin Harlem and the Passport Bros is because again we're quote unquote supposed to pine after them and put them up on a pedestal, but most of us don't. We go in the exact opposite direction.
They own you, nigga.
I surgically removed my window.
Let me say this, BGS.
Okay.
I agree with. I hate saying this shit because I hate when people say this. I actually agree with both of y'all. I hate
Okay.
I'm saying
you're right. You're right, BGS. But remember how much younger Big Kevin. We grew up in an era where the white women were just. I
have children.
That's true. But we're not. We just were raised like man. Like white girls are just men.
It's called what? What did I say? Changed it, right?
Proximity, yeah.
Proximity, okay?
Yeah. True.
They're
Exactly.
regular, okay?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
In fact, that normally white girls have to do so much just to impress you that you date them. They do.
So they
I
go
don't
to
know.
the
They just
gym.
got to be nice.
Exactly. Exactly,
no,
yeah.
no.
Exactly, yeah. And that goes against the opposite of how most of them are taught to be by the rest of society.
Whereas black girls, guess what? Treat you the opposite,
I
right?
know she been old.
So why do the guys still go with black girls? The
They're
majority.
Familiarity.
You've been
Yeah.
socialized
And socialized. Yeah, socializing and
You've
also
been
familiarity.
You've been socialized to mate with them. There's a certain mating pattern that you have.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
a lot of cues that white girls give you to say, "Come talk to me." You actually don't pick up.
Mm.
Never have been socialized to do it, unless you're in a very mixed environment. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So I'm not saying like, I'm not saying that you're not correct, but just I'm saying like that, and also, you know what I mean.
What is the and? Okay, give me the and. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying
without the scientific jargon, give me the and.
I'm
Make it
saying not only are there brothers that are suspicious of being lied on, you know what I mean, by them, but also too, most of us younger dudes under 40 have been, like you said, have that proximity. So because we have that proximity and we've interacted with them, we don't see them as like special. Like unless she's an attractive, think like Lea Seydoux in like the movie playing as think like Lea Seydoux in Spectre or Julia Fox in Uncut Gems. Dudes will go crazy over what chicks is built like that, but just your normal average run-of-the-mill white woman, no, they're just like whatever.
Black men have never seen white women as special, ever.
Yep. And that was even pointed out in J.E. Rogers in his book Sex and Race Volume 1 and 2. Yeah, he actually reiterates the same point.
So where does the pedestalization of white women ever come in amongst those black men?
It doesn't.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that's the point I'm trying to say. Yeah, like that's the point I was trying to say. Yeah, like that's the point I was trying to say.
You've never had it. Why would you pick it up if you never had it?
True. Yeah.
I'm asking.
I'm saying no. I'm saying like that's why I was saying BGS. Like you were correct. I'm saying that, and I was also pointing out too.
There's no and. Or if you never, it's like say, okay, you never caught a cold, but you never get sick, right? That and your environment. Come on, man. If you never get sick, you never get sick. Okay.
If
you never put them on a pedestal, they've never been on a pedestal. Why would you all of a sudden start trying to pedestal them?
True. Wait a minute, BGS and Big Kev. Let me sell out real quick to the freaking wall. The wrestler in our group, Mr. Charles Faulkner Jr. coming in here last minute when I'm closing out late.
We'll give it to
like he really is Ric Flair, right? Coming up with his shiny suit, looking like Diddy.
Man, come up. Man, definitely come up. Definitely. You got come up on the panel, Charles.
You got to let the Ric Flair come in here right now, because the Macho Man is not finished business with me.
Speaking of the pedestal, you were saying BGS. Unfortunately,
so what?
Unfortunately, black women are outweighing the pedestal, so they got to come off it.
Well, the pedestal's not
you wrong for that.
The pedestal's gone already, man. They don't have one anymore. That's what they're pissed off about.
They don't.
And that's what I don't like social media.
Actually, I was watching Black Mind's video. Like Black Mind did a video, I think it was earlier today, and I was watching. He actually made a good point. He was like, at this point, if you're a man and you have trouble dating an American, like dating here in America, they used to tell you might be doing something wrong, but you might be doing something right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What's up, Charles?
What's up?
Charlie Faulkner.
I know about black men and their ability to pedestalize a gorilla and a whale. So continue.
Well, you did say we were trash out of the dating scene, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say, but you definitely made a point about that, Charles. Yeah, like I think most brothers' problems that the standards are too low.
I go, by the way.
Standards are too low. Our problem is our standards are too low. Not that we're super colors, it's that no, we're not picky enough.
Yeah. I've actually had that discussion with friends of mine too, and I was saying like, no, you're not. You're not picky enough. Like you have no standards.
Shout out to the dark skinned sisters that lose to fine ass other dark skinned sisters talking about colorism. Huh?
While they're looking down on the men that they don't like. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, ain't nothing funnier than a chick that doesn't find you attractive and then get mad that you picked another chick.
And then they use our program.
Shout out to Childish Gambino.
How you get a better woman than me?
And I wasn't even checking for you.
Yeah. Then they use our program and they end up with a dude they actually like, and then he don't like them, and then they complain.
Don't sleep on what Neighbor just said. Y'all wasn't checking for no damn weirdo Childish Gambino.
Damn
but then
sure
when
it
you
wasn't.
find out his chick wasn't black, now y'all feel a certain way. No,
They're waiting for him to get to the finish line before they pick him.
Yeah. True.
His wife got his
But
wife.
he was the weirdo rapper anyway. Childish Gambino wasn't that dude that them chicks was looking at.
Donald Glover.
But if he actually got to the finish line, they'd have picked him.
What's the finish line? Did he?
No. Where he is now, it's finish line.
Take that.
They take him now, wouldn't they? They take him now, wouldn't
true.
they? Yeah.
Well, now they feel a certain way that but he has made certain comments that even I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
fuck him.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, okay. Final statement time. AB, go ahead. We're gonna leave BGS for last. Haha.
No, Charles is last. I'm getting ready to bounce. Let me go first.
Okay, guys, go ahead, BGS. I guess Charles will be last. Because Charles want to be here with his shiny suit last minute. So BGS, AB, and then
we're gonna stop talking about Miami and their style. Not a goddamn person in Baltimore wears shiny suits. You Miami.
You got no style. Y'all got potholes and burnt out buildings.
Y'all got nothing but plastic titties and burnt out buildings.
And what's your point?
And a bunch of and my point is, you got so much fakeness out there that goddamn Mattel ought to wrench your motherfucking
Our
asses.
fake asses look better than y'all real asses. Go ahead.
I would just say
y'all freak asses look like balloons put next to a goddamn toothpick.
We gotta
let me okay, before I go, like the video, then donate, and actually subscribe if you haven't already.
Yes,
I'll end with that.
Thank you, BGS. Thank you, BGS Tax. Go ahead, yo.
Yes,
ahead,
I like to say this.
Charles, you can't go yet. You last player. Go ahead, AB.
Nigga, I go when I'm gonna go, just like your
AB.
But
wait. Oh damn, I forgot. Yeah, Charles is older than AB. Go ahead, AB. Go ahead. Mr. Indiana, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Charles.
Okay, go ahead, Charles.
You go, AB. You go. I'm just fucking with you. I didn't have anything to say. I was waiting on Charles to say something. I'm gonna say multiple things right now. A lot of y'all need to stop dating the whales. A lot of y'all need to stop being garbage men of the dating world and date some women who don't have a butt and a gut. Okay. Y'all need to stop dating them chicks who midriff drifts too far. Y'all need to stop dating them chicks who got the neck. Y'all need to stop dating women who got the necks of a prime Ray Lewis. That's what y'all need to do.
That means you don't got a neck. Go ahead.
I mean, they don't even have ass, honestly.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all.
Talk about something. You don't understand. I'm a machine jerk.
You should not date a chick who's a Hall of Fame linebacker built bitch, man. Talking about any dogs in the house.
Every time if I can't pick you up, I'm not messing with you.
Every time and I can pick them up, I just don't want fucking pull like fucking disc and shit out my spine.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, Charles.
Charles can't lift the weights.
Y'all need to stop dating linebackers and have them sit on your face. Oh my god! Y'all need to stop every time. Y'all need to stop acting like y'all doing foreplay with these bitches, but it looks like when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. Pretty much.
I'll just sum it all up.
Before AB and Charles keep on going, real quick.
You need to stop being scared to call these chicks.
Let me read this real quick. Tampa Bond says, shout out to Mr. Z and the All-Star panel. Thank you very much, Tampa Bond. And Indigo Flow is killing me with the booty do. For those of you that don't know, your stomach poke out more than your booty do.
Shouts out to Pierre, because he used to say, like, ladies, when it comes to biker pants, if your stomach bigger than your ass, you should be wearing biker pants. Imagine if I'm like, yo, sweetie, you got a big ass No, me. Oh shit! I thought it was your ass.
Go ahead, Lime. Finish up. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, meant like when you going back and forth with a girl, you be like, you know, you're too ugly to be talking like this, right? Needs to just start saying that. Like, I'm gonna need you to shut your ugly ass up and knock it off.
I don't see. This is the thing. I think we just let those people be, and that's okay. Let them be, and then let them get into their 40s and 50s and 60s and be miserable single, and then wonder why they're miserable and single. And
I'm only talking about
never give them the answer.
I'm only talking about you dating them. You talking about Kim and Steph Cole? Oh yeah, let those no neck chicks be.
No. Here's the thing, though. You killing me with that. I think Steph Cole still got a glimmer of hope, and maybe with a white man, black man, Latino man. I still think she got a glimmer of hope. Kim, on the other hand,
better get a Planet Fitness membership.
This nigga's the worst.
It's the only thing.
Bro, I can't be on the panel with you and Charles at the same time, bro.
She don't get a Planet Fitness. She don't get a Planet Fitness membership. She might as well hang it up. I seen her. Like, man,
I gotta move on from lying. I gotta neighbor, go ahead. Jesus Christ.
She don't get a Planet Fitness. I'm saying she don't get a Planet Fitness membership. It's
line. I get it. We get it.
You know it's bad when you're a 3 with makeup.
Ugh.
I ain't gonna say Steph Cole's that bad. I believe Kim's support Harry out there for you to say whatever you want to say, but go ahead.
First of all, I'm glad I'm not in the States with all that not all that nonsense and everything. But then again, I've dealt with enough ratchets in my own home country to know what that bullshit is like. So all I can say is, first of all, fellas, first and foremost, y'all ain't shit. No, wait, sorry. I gotta say what's his face? Shit. Y'all ain't shit. And God bless y'all for it.
Let me channel my inner Charles. Ain't nobody said we were. I ain't saying I was. Go ahead.
That's what I just said. Hey, right. Did you hear what I said? I said y'all ain't shit, and God bless you for it.
Right. All right, Big Kev, go ahead.
No, I didn't finish.
Oh, okay.
But what I want to say is also, more importantly, Mrs. Z, as far as the biscuits and all the shit things, like, remember what I said last time. Don't skip out on your leafy greens now. You need them leafy greens, man. Eat them greens. I know, because I had a little mess up. But anyway.
Charles, let me know when the doctors put the finger up your ass. Nigga,
you stop eating junky ass. But anyway.
Anyway, all I can say is,
there's a reason why they call Mr. Z, because once he gets between a girl's ass cheeks, he's going.
That's when he busts a nut.
That'd be more soon. All right, Big Kev, go ahead, and then Charles, go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Just thanks for allowing me up on the panel. But yeah, man, it's just
this panel for you, motherfucker. You go ahead. Tell my the panel. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, no, seriously. Like, I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for everybody's insight. Whether or not we agree on 100% of the time, I'm still grateful. But yeah, man. I think the reason why this space is so controversial is because, number one, we don't treat women as sacred cows, and number two is moo.
What are we, Hindus? Get out of here. This ain't India.
You can't. They're not sacred cows. Just a lot of them are just cows.
No, but seriously, yeah, that, and also too, it's like
Lionel and Charles on the same panel, bro.
Yeah, and also too,
I said Lionel and Charles. Go ahead.
Especially in the current political environment, especially as Mr. Z was talking about, due to a lot of the feminist and neoliberal, ideology, basically compete with one another. Right. Most of us fall politically within the middle, and in this political climate, you're only quote unquote socially acceptable if you're politically extremist. Yeah. So that's part of the reason why this space is so controversial, is because if we were political extremists, they'd be able to box us into a corner, but because most of us are center left, and center right, it's like trying to pin jelly to a wall. So they're very frustrated because of that. I agree. Especially with the with guys like BGS, Dr. T, Green Gorilla, and other people who are highly educated and are well read. I'm just being people in the space, as well as Charles too. Let's not forget Charles.
Mm-hmm. I'm just here, not that educated. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you're ex-military and
we don't count walls. We only count things that breathe. Go ahead.
Back
Right.
in the
Hey,
pro.
Z.
Go ahead.
Well, I started this week as a sergeant for this smaller agency, so hey, I'm a supervisor, ass.
Hey, y'all, we all
Okay,
gonna
there we
meet up
go.
in Baltimore, and we about to rob Charles. Go ahead.
I said, one, if you rob me, you practicing, nigga, and two, you might not like the end results of trying. You know, they
Yeah.
Shout
got
out to Chris Tucker.
Right?
you might not like these hollow point 45s, man. He's a son of a bitch.
Go ahead, AB. You wanted to make a last comment? Go ahead,
Yeah. So we're BBC goblins now, huh?
bruh. Apparently, apparently, we hold terrorists out here. Remember?
All the fucking fakeness of that bitch, though.
Like
Talk
I
about
said,
somebody can't be the B word. I'm like, oh, God.
homegirl keeps her stream up, which I doubt she will. I will be making a video about it later on.
I said she should have kept that last stream up because I shared that motherfucker. I wanted everybody to see that.
F all of them. F all of them. I'm on that. But go ahead.
You should have kept that
Charles,
last one up because I shared that motherfucker. I was like, nah,
bro.
no, you need to be caught out, bitch. I ain't gonna let you get away with that.
That's exactly why I'm starting to record their thing on my little BS voice recorder. Shout out to everybody that say Trell is killing me. Trell said to go Professor, hey, y'all need to get Mr. Z better production, which is true. But go ahead, Charles, you got the closing statement. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna make a hell of a statement, a long one. Number one, how's y'all doing? Woo! Number two, no big bitches allowed.
Shout out to Kevin. Rest in peace, brother. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. When it comes to knowing thy enemy, which you should know thyself equally as much as you know thy enemy. I'm not gonna say black women are the bane of our existence, but they sure as hell enjoy being it.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine. This is somebody I know for almost 20 years. I'm even more raunchier and wilder in my real life than on YouTube. The shit you hear me talk about on my channel and other people's channels, I'm even worse in person. You could ask all my female friends. They're like, Charles is such a gentleman, but he doesn't take shit from anybody.
Yeah.
And I had to tell her, I see why you had two babies by two different men. You have an 18-year-old and a 4-year-old. You're insufferable.
God damn.
You literally had to show a nigga how to write a resume. I think that's a little bit something that the educational system failed that young man. And I told her, she was like, well, I'm glad I could travel. I could take my son and we could travel. I promised him to take him to Colombia every year. I said, so you're trying to make him a son husband? No, not that. I said, or is it the fact that you're mad because there's no man to take you to Colombia?
I mean, hey, listen.
Oh, by the way, Charles, because my girl is here, so let me put myself on blast right now. I gotta hit you up. I already got you changed your number, ass clown. Send your number to my new email. Okay,
I'm gonna put it in the back check, Dick Lick.
Okay, fucking ass clown. I heard you fucking call me Dick Lick. Because I was trying to hit you up because I'm trying to find out everything so I could set up everything. I want to do this shit as soon as possible so that I don't get hit with them extra expensive ass prices on them hotels and shit.
Just because the convention is going to be at the hotel, so it's beautiful there. So, I'll be outside with my 40 to 50 box cigars and 6 bottles of liquor.
This nigga sits.
You're not
gonna get me super dumb drunk, bro. I'm just letting you know.
I like my liquor the same way I like my women. Dark and intoxicating. But here's the real folly of things. I'm so jealous because you got to get in a debate with FD, or as I call it, FD feminizer.
You could never talk. You would have read him off within 10 minutes. Like,
that's the part. That's the first time his fat ass ran in a while.
You the fucking worst.
I know I'm the worst. Shit. I'm like what Rick Rude used to say. Second verse, same as the first, a whole lot rowdier and damn sure a whole lot worse. I'm like, I'm so jealous of that. I'm so envious of you because of that shit. Because I wanted
Everybody's saying the same
15
shit.
pounds of meat. I wish that nigga would have seen me as a weak link. No, nigga, you gonna see. I got a message for motherfuckers like you because I know motherfuckers like you are shadow watching. Don't think that there's a weak link in the chain that's called the Black Manosphere over here, motherfucker. Okay. Each and every time people like you come over, you always end up with a red sign on your ass that says "just been kicked." Each and every time, I promise you, it's one of those things. The Black Manosphere is like a force of nature now. You can't stop it. You can only hope to contain it, and baby, you don't have a job big enough. I'm sorry. This is the sad part. Instead of signifying, would say that again.
Finish, because I'm cutting you off. Finish.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna tell you in a minute.
I'm cutting the goddamn good old 88 4 horseman Ric Flair promo. Goddamn it. I'm gonna say this to goddamn FD signify. Instead of signifying, what you need to do is rectify.
Oh,
you need to rectify a lot of the bullshit fucking feminist statements you made. You need to actually do some research, you so-called intellectual.
No, I think he really is. Here's the thing, though. Raj kills me because I spoke to Raj after, and he was like, after you asked him what's the left answer for family and kids eventually, and he was like, I was like, it's done. Wrap it up. It's done. Mr. Z won that.
It's no different. What you experienced was Mr. Z's coming out party, because that's the same thing that happened years ago at BGS's Google Hangout when Cynthia G, when I asked her one question that made her stop in her tracks. What's the opposite of a beta male coon? You know, humming.
On a side note, I might actually do a video on this for real, though, Lord Juno. And Lord Juno says, Mr. Z, I got a report y'all may want to talk about. Currently, Brett Favre is trying to sue Shannon Sharp for defamation regarding the welfare case. Wow. Bro, I might do it.
Wait a minute.
He might need the money.
Yeah. Well, that part too.
Didn't he threaten the Pander African too?
Wait, Brett Favre threatened Umar?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. When was this? It was
like
about
a
the
week
same
or two
thing.
ago.
About the same thing. Wow, it was about the same thing. Wow.
Yeah. He threatened to sue the Pander African.
Fuck that, nigga. You are the #1 welfare queen of Mississippi. No, fuck that. Or was it Alabama? Am I right? It's Mississippi.
No, Mississippi.
Right? Okay.
Nah,
right. So you are the welfare queen. Nigga. No, eat that. You know
I was about to say, I was about to say, Favre's got nobody to blame but himself. Bro, dude, you're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Fame quarterback, and you know what I mean, and you pull off some welfare scheme.
Hey, I don't want to hear nothing more about no black women being the face of welfare. No, Brett Favre and white men are the face of welfare, period. And that's before we even start talking about this corporate welfare that y'all be taking. Oops.
Ooh.
That's the inner lefty in me coming out. Oops.
I was about to say, John Stossel actually made a couple of videos about that where he said corporate freeloaders. Yeah. Check that out, man. It's some pretty interesting stuff. Yeah, John Stossel.
Hey, them from 2020. Yeah, I know who John Stossel. Yeah, but bro, so I don't even want to go into my lefty tangent, but yeah, I'm about to shut it down, y'all, because my girl is looking at me crazy. Plus, I got Wingstop downstairs that I really want to eat, and I know my fries are getting cold. So,
go ahead. Ass is always gonna stay hot, man.
Look, the Wingstop fries are like they're mid, but when they're warm, they're pretty okay. But they're like room temperature, they're mid. But you know, I still got my lemon pepper and my Louisiana rub. Shout out to Rick Ross, Dade County 305.
I'm gonna open up a small chat before I go to bed for tomorrow.
Right there, man. See y'all later.
I'm gonna do a little rant real quick.
Well, first of all, Charles, my girl saying, "I just want you to know that was corny." I'm like, them niggas know I'm corny already.
And that's why we love him, because he
does. That's why we love him.
He does God work. You know,
I do God's work.
We can't even talk
about all that other stuff. Go ahead.
He listens to all the broads we can't tolerate.
For real.
Oh my God, there's a small place in heaven for you.
I hope. And on that note, Charles got the last word. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I will pause right there. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Mr. Z is gonna go eat and chill with his lady for the rest of the night for whatever 5 minutes before she got to go to sleep. And all right, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go check out Charles. I think he's about to start a stream right now. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out.